Hello, everybody, and welcome to Not the Shenanigans.
Nope.
Tonight, since we are down a couple of Goonies, we're going to do a special one shot that is kind of a welcome to the newest show on Nerdsmith, Crit Show. So we are going to be running Monster of the Week in their honor. You guys should definitely check out Crit Show. They are an amazing podcast that just came on. And I believe they release once a week. I don't remember what day of the week they were. Wednesdays.
So
Thank you.
tomorrow there will be a
Yeah,
new
so they
episode.
release tomorrow. They just started season 2 of the Crit Show, so you should definitely go check them out. You can find them wherever you listen to your podcasts, and now on the Nerdsmith Network.
Dun, dun, dun. I would venture to say that at around midnight tonight you can get the new episode. So right after this, you
Probably.
can go run and listen to the newest episode of Crit Show. They did
Sounds
just start
about
their
right.
new season.
Indeedy do. Really quick, before we jump into the madness and do our introductions here, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, World Anvil. Thank you to World Anvil for being amazing as always. World Anvil. Let's get the words in the talkie hole. World Anvil is the most comprehensive online campaign management and digital software tool to use for writing novels, constructing worlds, and building things to your heart content. It is currently World Anvil Summer Camp 2019, so there are 30 prompts going on. You feel free to join in at worldanvil.com and get more information. There are prizes to be had. I highly recommend you go check them out. They are one of the best, if not the best, well, let's be honest, they're the best tool out there to help you build your world and manage your crazy campaigns out there. Not that we know anything about crazy campaigns over here.
Tessa,
Oh, yeah, no, we don't know anything about that.
Tessa, one of the prizes, if you do 10 prompts, you get put into a drawing for how to GM's Aquatic Adventures supplement that isn't out yet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That might almost be in something that's in my interest. Oh, hello, Ukador. Welcome to our
Oh,
stream.
hi.
Yay.
Welcome to
We
our
have not
crazy.
begun to play the spooky.
We have not
yet.
begun the spooky. We will begin the spooky shortly. And then finally, thanks to our other sponsor, Die Hard Dice, for being fantastic. If you guys are looking for high quality metal dice, either D6s, D20s, dire D20s, poly sets, they have them all. They are gorgeous. We are going to be streaming for in between 2 to 3 hours tonight. And they are just top notch, and not to mention the fact that they're also just amazing people in general. If you guys want to get your hands on some Die Hard dice, I'm unfortunately not rolling any dice tonight as the keeper, but my players will be rolling 2d6. You should head over to dieharddice.com and you can use the coupon code GOONIES, GOONIES, for 15% off your order of Die Hard Dice. Alrighty. How are you guys doing, players? Are you ready for introductions of at least who you are?
I'm pretty
Sure.
excited.
All right. Well, then, if you are so excited, Miss Ingrid/Angela, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and maybe give us a little insight into Ingrid as well.
Sure. I'm Angela. I usually play a different character, but not so different that I couldn't get the same amount of spiffy. I just dropped my dice. So I am playing Ingrid. Ingrid is she is an initiate, and it will be interesting to see how she does in this circumstance. I don't know what else to say about her.
That is okay. That is perfect for now.
We shall all discover her accent together.
Yes. Heather, why don't you go ahead and do a quick intro?
Okay, so I'm Heather. Normally I play Val on Shenanigans. Tonight I'm playing Tabitha, who is the spooky. And I'm like totally excited because they're hella finally letting me out of the house to do this. Like, you wouldn't believe how long I've been waiting.
What's up, Susan the Lesser? Daddy. Daddy
The
finally
fact-
let me out of the house.
Daddy,
The
like, so
fact that you said
totally like
hella
Daddy.
makes me so nostalgic. Heather and I both grew up in Northern California, where hella is a
And
thing.
Hecka.
Hella
Oh yeah, and if
Hecka
your
is a
parents
thing.
was
if your
hella
parents
great.
were around, it was Hecka, because then
It
you
was
couldn't get
hecka
in
great.
much trouble. Yeah, Mom, it was hecka great. We had all of this fun stuff. Yeah, the pain.
I never did heck.
I
only
haven't
did
said
hella.
hella in so long.
Unless you were talking about the goddess of death.
Right?
That's very true. It's very true. Gosh, yeah.
Sorry,
Northern
couldn't-
California slang for you guys. Alrighty. Really quickly, because I realized I didn't introduce myself, I am Tessa. I normally play Bonnie on Shenanigans, but tonight I will be your keeper. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to throw it over to Logan for a quick introduction, who is going to tell us all a little bit of something about what he's playing.
Well, what now?
Who you playing? What's your story?
Oh, we're talking about characters, not us.
Well,
Both.
you and just one or two lines about
I'm Logan. One or two lines about me or
the
the
character.
character.
It could be, my name is blah and I am a blah.
I've been so busy. I'm just finishing my character. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
I did not come prepared. So for
You
me,
got it,
I'm
journal.
Logan. I usually am the DM of Shenanigans. I was the DM of Countless Heroes, 160 episodes over 9 months. You do the math. And what else? Lots of other stuff, DRPG and a bunch of stuff on this network. What we're doing tonight is Monster of the Week, and I am playing the playbook called The Divine. And the gentleman's name is Meeks, Meiks. Yes. And I changed it right before this because it was originally Adam, and I went, nah, it's too on the nose. It was not chosen for that reason, but he is he's just kind of an unassuming kind of just everyday sort of casual looking guy.
I think Meeks needs to roll for harm because let me tell you, shots fired in chat. Autumn.
Otherness?
Logan not
Oh,
prepared.
God.
Gasp.
Yeah, go figure.
For those of you who don't know Logan and Angela are two of the people who make Nerdsmith possible and make our streams possible with the insane amount that they both work on things. I'm giving Logan a bit of a free pass. Not only was he crazy, insanely busy today, we also had some craziness pop up in our personal life, which may or may not have distracted from the whole part that we had this, going on. So, well, he gets a freebie.
Can somebody describe to me the difference between sparkling eyes and starry eyes? They both seem
Starry
like they
eyes
kind
are
of-
like, wow, this is great. And sparkling eyes is like you're smizing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Or
Always.
sorry?
like you always
smiling
look
with
like you're
your-
gonna
What now?
Smiling with
cry.
your eyes.
Your
You're
eyes.
smizing.
Smizing?
Smizing. Ah!
I'm so old.
Logan didn't even see it. The cat was gone before
It's
he
being
even looked
recorded.
up.
I saw cat butt. That was it.
Look at this. Look at this. You come here for spookiness. You get jump scares. You get
I
You
get
get
jump
mood
scares, apparently. Sorry about that. I also got spooked. He came out of nowhere, even for me. I was not prepared. Alright, so, while I'm gonna let Logan work real quick on finishing up
I'm pretty
Meeks.
much done.
Oh, excellent. So part of the joy of Monster of the Week is that everybody, all the characters get to have a connection with one another. Especially for this one shot, they do know each other in some way. They're all connected. So there's actually little prompts on the playbooks that they have that are going to kind of help link them in this story. So I'm going to go ahead and have Ingrid and Tabitha work on their links first, and then we'll bring Meeks into the mix. So Ingrid, when you think about Tabitha, look at the connections on your playbook and see, is there anything that might work or that makes you think of Tabitha? If I say Tabby, are you going to kill me? Is it absolutely Tabitha? How dare I?
cat your headphones on.
I know.
Gotta
That's
be
why
okay
it's
with
probably
it.
the problem.
I think she probably is fine with Tabby if she knows you.
Okay, so I have two possible directions I think would make sense based purely on the introduction to Tabitha. So you tell me which one you like. Um, Friends, but they first met under my cover identity and then learned about the sect I was a member of later. Or um, you are described in the prophecies, but the role you will play is not stated. So something about my sect is like, this person is of great import. I need to stay with her. But I don't know in what capacity you will be fulfilling in the prophecies.
Okay. Um.
Based on those two, feel free to see if either of your some of your options might coincide with that.
Wait, can you read the second one again?
They are described in the prophecies, but the role they will play is not stated. If you would like me to hold off on that one, Logan, I can just go with the other one.
No. I'm just saying that if that one makes more sense to Tabby, then it might work for me as well.
Okay. I think I kind of like the first one.
Okay. So we were friends under a false identity, a cover identity that I had, and then you later found out about the sect I was a member of. And then
Yeah.
I'm supposed to ask you how you feel about that. So you find out that I am I'll give you a little detail. She's a member of a secret society based off of the Valkyries. So kind of warrior ladies sent to destroy evil.
Okay. I think she'd feel good about it. I feel like maybe she's kind of being recruited, given that I'm the spooky, so I have some powers.
We do have open enrollment.
And it would also explain why you had a cover identity first, because you were trying to figure out if I even had any powers and actually was worth talking to.
Sure. We could say something like I was sent to investigate some rumors of a person and to see your value. So I assessed you.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
So
we had some sort of friendly relationship before I revealed that about myself, and then that sort of just pulled the curtain and you oh yeah, by the way.
Okay.
I have a sword. It's very nice.
In San Francisco, that could sound like a pickup line.
No, I have a spear. It's a little harder to hide.
Okay. So for Ingrid, especially given what we just set up, there's a couple on here that could work. 3 actually, and I'd be okay with any of them. Actually, there's a lot of them, but one is your old friends and you trust each other completely.
Okay.
So we could just
that would just reinforce that. Okay.
Yeah.
I met you when you were younger and you weren't of age to join. I'm like, all right, you have to get older before you are allowed to join. So I will just hang around and make sure that you don't die.
There we go. Or I used my powers on you, and then I have to decide if it was for selfish reasons or not, and whether you found out about it. That would be.
Well, I don't know obviously. What the powers are.
Well, with this spooky,
that's up to you.
I have telepathy, so I can read people's thoughts.
Oh, maybe that's how you found out about the secret society.
Could be.
You decided to find out what my deal
I also
was.
have the sight, so I can see things that are normally invisible, and then I have hex, so if I use magic, I get to add stuff. Okay. It's the short versions.
I mean, what are the others, just in case? You can quickly.
The other one I was looking at was you hope. They taught you to control your powers to the extent that you can control them at all. Which.
Oh no, I don't know how to do that.
Okay. So do you want to go with old friends or used my powers on you?
I like used your powers on me. I think that blends well with the idea. I don't think she would have openly told you about the secret society very quickly. Yeah. Though you might have assessed what my deal was. It's like, she's really flaky. Why does she keep going places? Because I gotta go check in with my secret society that I'm.
Yeah, it would make sense.
All right. Sounds good.
Alrighty. Meeks, why don't you go ahead and give us your connection to, let's do Tabitha.
So I want to put out there first, though, with the introductions, telling the group what they know about you. I didn't get a lot to that. You know very little, I think, about Meeks because he's not a real talkative type person. But I think I'm going to do what I don't normally do here is just kind of make the decision on which one of these fits best to kind of lock it in. So for Tabitha, it's at some point, all I did was come up to you. I found you in some way and I said, you have a crucial role in what is to come, and I'm here to guide and defend you. And then I never left you alone. And while that might have been kind of weird and wigged you out, my voice has a tendency to relax people and put people at ease and remove those feelings if I wanted to.
Okay.
For Ingrid, I think I'm straight up going to go with the prophecies didn't mention them. They should not be involved. This gets your attention, but you don't know what it means yet. As kind of a wary, put a little bit of not distrust, because it's not had nothing to do with being trustworthy. It's more of just a, what does that mean? Why are they here? I don't remember there being a second person involved.
Okay.
The other one, but I don't know how it would fit, that might work for Ingrid if you want to put a lot of the that in there, is that they are an abomination and should be destroyed, except you can't, and figure out why. That was the only other one. All these other ones are kind of like really weird. Like they fill you with sexual infatuation. Like, oh.
Let's not go there.
We could go with the I'm not in your
Perfect.
prophecy, so you don't know how
The
I
prophecy.
fit. The prophecy.
Dun,
Well,
dun,
mine is
dun.
the
prophecy.
Mine
Well,
are the
I think mine is
prophecy.
prophecy. Prophecies. Yeah, mine's plurals too.
I mean, that's what so mine is they are described in the prophecies, but their part to play is not yet. So I like this idea that we have competing prophecy statements. Which it's like, well, in my book it says this. Well, in my book, you're not even in it. So
but you and I both agree
Love it.
on Tabitha, I think, and that's right, because yours is the prophecy for her.
Yeah. Well, hers is that we were friends and
that's
then
right. You
she
didn't
found
know
out
the
about the
prophecy.
sect.
That's right.
But I do acknowledge that she is of power and potential. So I would not disagree on the idea that she could play an important role in any, battles to come.
The fun thing about the spooky too is that my powers can take me somewhere dark. So because of that, having weird prophecies about like what's going to happen could be interesting.
I actually like that a lot because that actually fits to another aspect of my character.
Okay.
Logan, sorry, Heather. Really quickly, Logan, I'm gonna have you DM me what moves you took, really quick, just so I know which. Because I need to be able to tell that on this side.
You don't need to.
And then Tabitha, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting you.
No worries. That's an important thing you need to know. So I think given what you just assigned for Tabitha, it would make the most sense for me to go with they taught you to control your powers to the extent that you can control them at all for Meeks.
Oh, okay.
That one makes the most sense. Because some of the other ones are like you're blood kin or you're married or romantically involved.
Well, he did never leave you alone.
That is true.
Like, terrible romantic comedy trope.
He's just been around so long, I finally gave in.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. I like he taught me to control my powers as much as I can.
Yeah, I like that too.
Alrighty. Excellent. So I think everybody's got their connections and their history. So, right before we start, I did put it out in chat, but I'm going to go ahead and reiterate it vocally for anyone who might be listening or catching this on video on YouTube or something like that who does not have access to the chat. This episode will touch on drug use and addiction issues. I want to be very clear about that. Monster of the Week, while Shenanigans is normally very light and happy and funny, this is going to be a little bit different. It is Monster of the Week, so it's going to be it is dark, but there is always a way for our hunters to prevail and get things to go back to the light. So I just wanted to make sure that people who are watching or listening are comfortable with that subject matter, because I don't want to accidentally spring it on someone and make them feel uncomfortable for any reason at all. So with that being said, welcome to Monster of the Week, A Taste of Paradise. The coldest winter I ever saw was the summer in San Francisco. David Santori mused on the quote after his DJ gig for the evening. The heavy fog draped across his shoulders, its cool, soothing cloak a welcome change for the heat of the club and hundreds of bodies pressed together. His set had gone extremely well. Drinks had been flowing, the girls attentive, tips plentiful. All around, a night to score big, in more ways than one. David stopped for a moment, briefly haloed by the light of a street lamp, and checked his pocket for the little baggie. Time to unwind. He deftly opened his stash, still in his pocket, and nabbed one of the 2 pills inside. Swallowing it dry, he let his mind wander to the girl he would be meeting with for his nightcap. What was her name? Something different sounding. Sandy? No, Sonia. He chuckled to himself, already beginning to feel the calming effects of paradise wash over him. Minutes passed that dreamily felt like hours as David made himself comfortable on a bench. The lights of the night began to blur as the drug took him deeper. Sounds became ever crisper the longer he waited. Closing his eyes to focus, he could hear the ocean surging and crashing in the sunset. Traffic still plentiful even at 3 a.m. The crying of an elderly woman passing by, and finally, the creaking of the bench next to him. Took you long enough. David opened his eyes with a smile, the heavy fog adding to the dreamlike state he found himself in. I thought you'd forgotten about me. Are you ready to party, baby? He lulled his head to one side, trying to get a good look at Sonia to clear his fuzzy mind. Oh, I've been ready for days. The distinctly non-feminine voice sobered David slightly, and he took in the briefest of glimpses of eyes like black vacant holes, and then knew no more. And that is where we begin our story. Ingrid, I believe you have a special move at the beginning of a mystery, do you not?
I do. I do have special tool. It is for my sect having any information about the mystery at hand. So
All right.
I will be rolling a stat I am very bad at.
Alrighty.
Though I did not roll super bad, I rolled a 9 total.
Okay. So a 9 is a partial success.
Huzzah.
Ingrid, what is the name of the person that you get your missions from?
Sigrun. Sigrun.
All right. Sigrun comes and finds you in the morning. There is a potential new initiate that people have been keeping an eye on. Her name is Amy, and she lives in San Francisco. One of the other of your order had a dream last night of Amy in distress. Sigrun comes to you and asks you to assemble a group of those you trust to go check on this would-be initiate. It's imperative that she is found safe and sound. Her 21st birthday was 3 days ago. The age where typically those who are old enough and interested can be inducted into the order itself. Tabitha is a special case. Being slightly younger than 21, she's in a probationary period. So the fact that one of your order so close to actual initiation seem to have been in distress is particularly troubling. If you can find out what's been going on and let me know within a few days, that would be impeccable.
It will be done.
Thank you.
Yes.
Take some time, gather those you need, and we can get you a flight to San Francisco as soon as possible.
Very well. And Ingrid will reach out to her contacts. The Tabitha getting name dropped. This would be good for her to see another of our order. And Meeks can be a little odd, but he is welcome to join.
I trust your judgment. So how do you get a hold of Meeks and Tabitha? Do you have their numbers on
She's got
speed
Tabitha's
dial?
number at least.
Alrighty.
Asking her if she would like to go do something fun. And it involves a free plane ride.
Okay, like, what do you mean by fun?
Have you been to San Francisco?
I said hella earlier, so you mean
I don't know where we're based. I'm not sure where this started. We'll just say Northern California.
Okay. I mean, like once or twice, I guess. I mean, it's hella cool there, but like,
Then bring a coat.
okay. Yeah. All
Very
right.
good. Please call Meeks for me, and she will hang up.
Yeah. Tabitha just turns and like sticks her head out the door and yells down the hallway to the next apartment, Meeks!
Door will open. He'll step out. He grabs his carries around a bat bag. Like he's gonna head off, but he's dressed a little strangely to be going anywhere to need any athletic equipment. He just kind of slings over his shoulder. Yes.
So we have to like meet Ingrid somewhere in San Francisco. She didn't tell me where yet. I guess she's gonna text me, but
All right.
there's something going on. Oh, there it is.
I am
Go
sorry
to
I
Nico.
forgot to tell you address.
So since I know you're gonna follow me anyway, if I leave without telling you, I figured I'd just tell you.
I think you're learning.
You wore me down enough for that, at least. All right. So I guess, do you want to Uber into the city so that we don't have to deal with the traffic, or do you want to like Uber over to Bart and then take Bart in?
Is it too far to walk?
Yeah. It's like an
What have
hour
you-
away. San Jose is not that close to San Francisco. I mean, we're close, but it's still going to take like 45 minutes to an hour to get there. I don't want to walk that.
It's only a day walk.
Yeah, no, we're going to take Bart. So I don't think
All right.
Bart.
Where does he live?
Where does who live? Oh,
Bart.
oh God. You know what? Never mind. I'll handle the travel arrangements. You just have to like show up. You might so grab whatever you need for a cold city next to the ocean.
I already have.
All right. Give me like 5 minutes, and she'll go inside, start throwing stuff together, and use her phone to call an Uber.
He'll plop down in the hallway and just start munching on some crackers.
Keeper, I have a question.
Yes.
It occurs to me that my gear would necessitate perhaps not taking a plane.
I didn't say it was a commercial plane, did I?
Oh, very good. Okay.
Do you know what a halo drop is?
It's Operation Dumbo Drop. There's an elephant involved, and
It's
6
California
Marines. It's
near the
great.
Silicon Valley. Just have it droned in. No one will
Yeah.
know the difference.
Oh, there you go.
That is true. Actually, Keeper, I would like to change my character to a drone with a spear tied to it.
Oh my god.
I will just have a computer, and I can just.
Oh lordy. No, I'm sorry. Your mission has already started. It is too late to change it.
I can't be a Roomba with a silver knife attached to it.
You cannot be a Roomba with a silver knife attached to it.
One of those security sentry robots.
Sorry. Okay.
It's all right. I do, however, realize that I have neglected to ask what the three of you look like visually. So, Meeks, as you're sitting in the hallway, what would a passerby see if they were to look at you aside from your bat bag?
Somebody who looks like they should be homeless and a vagrant, but is dressed a little too nice, so they just got brand new clothes. Probably a little dirtier than he should be, but I mean, he bathes fairly regularly. He doesn't smell or anything. Just that he seems to take more care of his bag and maybe his clothing than he does himself. He keeps his hair cut fairly short, but it's a little raggy on top. Like he kind of forgets that he needs to go get a haircut.
Okay.
He's kind of dark-haired. Hold on, we have some stuff here. Sparkling eyes with practical clothing.
Alrighty. Tabitha, what are you throwing into your suitcase or your bag that you're bringing with you that exemplifies your look? How would people describe you if they saw you on the street?
Incredibly well put together. There is at least one extra 3-piece pinstripe suit in the bag, and a fucking magnum. Those are the big things that she carries with her, and she is slowly deconstructing some sort of long spear that can just be made to be a little more compact for travel. And
Like a pool cue that breaks down.
Except for murder.
Not murder.
You haven't seen me with
monster
a pool
hunting.
cue.
For monster murder, that is what I said.
Exactly. And yes, she has seen you with a pool cue. We've all seen you with a pool cue. The house at WonderCon had a pool table, love. Zach has seen you with a pool cue.
And I murdered that game.
You did.
Yeah, you did. That's true.
The arrowhead on the
bloody mess.
spear, though, is very ancient looking. The handle is more modern, but the arrowhead is clearly the spearhead is clearly some sort of artifact.
Awesome. And Tabby, what are you throwing in your bag?
So everything she's putting in her bag is black, and she has like shoulder length straight black hair and the straight cut across bangs. Lots of dark makeup, and she just doesn't really care other than that, but everything's just like black. She's like not quite goth, a little punk. Like she's got old
Wednesday
band
Addams
t-shirts.
at Hot Topic.
Yeah, that's a good description.
So me in high school is what you're saying.
And she's definitely throwing on a pair of Doc Martens, but they're like the platform ones that you can kick the shit out of someone with. Yeah.
My son has recently discovered Doc Martens. It is taking all of my willpower not to be like, yes, I will buy you all of the Doc Martens. All right. So you guys are going to BART into the city. I assume you're going to meet Ingrid at SFO. That would be San Francisco International Airport for those of you who do not live in the Bay Area.
What does the O stand for?
International.
I have no idea. Overseas?
Airports all have really weird names. Sacramento Airport is SMF.
It's probably from the previous name of the airport.
Probably.
Maybe.
O is often used for international because other airports have the initials already. SFI.
Gotcha. This is the things we talk about on the train.
It is like an episode of Geek Myself. Well, only not.
Geek myself?
Geek Myself is just when Heather talks to herself in her house.
No, it's the alternate
"Oh, Heather, did
universe,
you-"
Geek Thyself, only just in this particular.
Mhm.
Are you
when
Geek
Heather forgets
Myself.
to press
Are you getting an
record.
expanded universe
Yeah.
for our Nerdcast shows?
Yes, I am.
That's fine. Geek myself is when I over-explain things to chat when they're asking a question about something animal related.
If someone's eyes glaze over, you know you're just geeking yourself. At that
All right, so maybe we're not entirely going to be
We'll try.
terribly spooky all the time.
I'll try.
No, it's.
Are you?
I don't know that I could be super.
Okay.
Yeah, I would prefer we keep the game part, but I have a feeling that we're not going to be able to do all of it. All right, so Ingrid, I'm going to say for the sake of brevity that your flight is not incredibly long, and you've made arrangements of where to meet. And for the sake of this, I will say that Meeks and Tabitha are waiting inside the airport for you to arrive. Even though you got off of a private flight, it's all at the same airport. Just makes it easier.
Sure.
All right.
As opposed to landing in the ocean.
Yes.
I had a
Which
little
if-
boat. I was fine.
The plane becomes a boat.
That was
We
like
are very
totally
well off.
emergency landing. What else was she supposed to do? She was like hella gonna crash if she didn't.
America has a terrible problem with seagulls and engines.
Yes. Goodness gracious. Alrighty.
That doesn't have to be canon.
No,
You
no.
arrive at the
You
airport.
said it.
Do
you arrive at the airport? Meeks, what is the most foreign thing to you about being in an airport? Being the divine, I imagine being inside of an airport with all these different walks of humanities, all the different smells of the hundreds of different shops and food stalls everywhere. Is it sensory overload, or are you just are you the segment of calm in the storm of life?
Definitely more of the calm. I'm trying to think of what he would find the most interesting. I think it's the amount of stuff that people have to take with them. I think that's probably what he's staring at, or the most fascinated with is just the amount of luggage and things that people carry with them, literally everywhere. On top of the entire concept of flight in this way, just this idea that you have to get somewhere so quickly and such a far distance that it just seems like what's there that's not here.
Yeah. Well, and it's San
He's not
Francisco.
saying it can't be
so-
justified. He just doesn't understand right now.
Yeah. And it's San Francisco, so some rich person showed up with like 10 suitcases trailing behind them.
And 4 dogs, and yeah, it's like
4
And a
of the
cat
suitcases are
carrier
full
on
of
top.
dogs.
yeah, exactly. And they're carrying one of them.
Weirdly, the big one is being carried.
Right, I was gonna say it's the big one and a baby Bjorn. But he doesn't comment on it. He just kind of watches. That's just kind of where he's most fascinated.
All right.
He just loves watching humanity.
Tabitha, this is Ingrid's first visit. I will come back to you, I promise. This is Ingrid's first visit to San Francisco. What do you pick up at the airport shop for her as a little, hey, this is representative of the Bay Area. You might enjoy this.
Okay, most of the things I can think of that would be like stereotypical purchases in San Francisco are probably not things Ingrid would care about. So she goes to one of those few places that has like the tech stuff, and she gets her some like rare earth magnets that are just like San Francisco branded in some way, because at least a strong magnet might be useful at some point. And she goes with that.
Okay. Go ahead, Mix.
So, okay. I was gonna say, actually, I'm loving this character so much. So while watching Tabitha, I think in kind of a souvenir sort of shop, he probably would walk over and see someone maybe getting a pressed penny, and he would absolutely love this. He's super fascinated by it.
So Meeks and Logan have something in common then.
Different reasons, but yes.
Wealth is immaterial to these people. It's great. Ingrid is in a full 3-piece suit and a very tiny business suitcase. She definitely looks like an assassin. Like, it is not subtle. Someone would look at that person and go, "Oh, okay." She's got a gun in her bag.
Carrying a violin case around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. But yeah, just one of those like little square rolly bags that like takes up no room. Clearly a frequent flyer.
Excellent. So Ingrid, you come off the plane on the tarmac and into the main part of the airport. I am assuming that Ingrid is. We're gonna gloss over and pretend TSA.
We paid over.
You
paid
someone
someone
off, right? The organization paid somebody off. You
just Valkyrie preaching.
Exactly. So you come into this sea of humanity with all of the sites. I'm imagining that Ingrid has been in plenty of airports before.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the one thing that Ingrid does after she touches down after every single flight that she is on? What little rituals has she developed for herself as a regrounding after a bit of travel?
She finds some place that sells cinnamon sugar pretzels, and we'll get one cinnamon sugar pretzel.
I imagine that cinnamon sugar pretzels probably taste exactly the same in every single airport.
She knows which types of stores will have a tendency towards cinnamon or a tendency towards sugar. So she has at least like a technique in her head depending on what stores are available.
All right. So, Ingrid gets her cinnamon sugar pretzel. Meeks enjoys his pressed penny, and Tabitha picks up a.
I don't get one. I just watch.
Oh, you just enjoy the watching of it. Okay, and Tabitha picks up a little welcome souvenir, and the three of you come face to face in the main entrance to the airport. Just to your left, there is a bank of paned glass where you can see taxis lined up to take people to destinations. There's signs saying BART this way. For people who do not know, that is Bay Area Rapid Transit. It's a little underground kind of subway that we have, sometimes above ground, in the Bay Area. I love it. Logan hates the fact that I love it. Scares
The
him.
one in Fairfield didn't last long.
Yeah, Fairfield Area Rapid Transit was a
It's a real thing.
was a real thing. We are not kidding.
about
Late
that.
80s to the early
forgot.
90s, Fairfield
It was a
Area
thing.
Rapid Transit was a real organization,
Yep.
and they used the abbreviation.
Yeah.
Yep. It was not a good look. So, how would you guys prefer to enter the city? Ingrid, you have been given rooms, a suite actually, in the Sir Francis Drake Hotel in Union Square. Clearly, there is no spared expenses on this trip. Your peer DMs must be very good.
Hmm. I probably would have expected a car to be waiting, and the flight, I would have made sure there was a car.
Okay. So excellent. So there's actually a gentleman then waiting by the bank of those paned windows with a little sign that just says Ingrid on it. Or actually, it would say I dot and then Ingrid's last name. Or
Which I do
whatever.
not know. So
Which I do not know, so that's why
it's Ingrid Valkyrie.
So it's I Valkyrie, basically.
That's I would watch that movie.
I would watch that movie too. All right. So you Meeks and Ingrid, have you guys met in person or have you only been introduced on the phone or through video chats with Tabitha?
I would imagine we would have met at least once.
Sure. Yeah, I think we've met.
Okay. So there's no awkward introductions. Everybody knows everyone.
Still awkward.
As you all.
Oh, yes.
It's still a little awkward.
Look at us.
Just a little
Have you
awkward.
met us?
I'll lean over to Tabitha. I found your friend.
Oh, good. Which way is she?
I'll point at the Bart sign. It says Bart this way.
Uh,
I love him.
Ah, good. You are both on time. She checks her watch.
Ingrid! And she'll turn around and give you a big hug.
Hello. How are you?
Hi. Pretty good, other than, you know, she gestures lightly towards Meeks.
She
Still have my follower.
Ingrid nods to Meeks and kind of she like hates it coming out of her mouth, even just going, I trust the flight was satisfactory. She hates small talk, but feels obligated to have it.
They always are.
We took Bart, but so what's this job exactly? Do we need to go somewhere before we talk about it?
Yes, we will discuss on at the hotel. We are looking for a coworker of mine, and it is of great import that we find her expediently.
Okay. Do we know where she is?
San Francisco.
Right.
It will not be a problem. We will discover her location in due time.
If it's meant to be.
Do you not have faith in me?
I have plenty of faith in you. I just know how big San Francisco is.
I am sorry, Meeks, I interrupted you.
It's all right.
I appreciate your flexibility. Thank you. There should be a car waiting for us. We should go.
Okay. Which way is it?
It's pretty clear to see the gentleman with the I Valkyrie standing next to the windows as people are coming down and filtering out. It's a. Let's see here. The person holding the sign is a older, distinguished-looking woman in a black suit. If I already had gendered the person, I apologize. I just changed what they looked like in my mind. Subtle pinstriping, gray hair slicked back, very, very sharp cheekbones and jawline. Very no nonsense kind of look to her. It's almost as if the people who are walking past inadvertently curve around her like she's not even there, giving her this more noticeable presence to the three of you while the rest of the crowd seems to ignore her.
Oh,
Not the most subtle of message, but it gets the job done.
yeah, about that. Has anyone talked to you guys about your travel clothes?
It sends a message. I am not accosted or harassed while I am in transit.
Yeah, but you kind of look like one of those people from that old Hitman video game.
So you say I am intimidating?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Good. You will explain later. I pointed on a video screen. That did not.
I knew
Get
I knew what you were
across.
talking about.
Okay. Let us go. And Ingrid will just turn on her heel and head for the driver.
Right. The driver introduces herself. Her name is Rita. She gives you a perfunctory nod and nods to Meeks and Tabitha as well. And right this way, there are refreshments waiting for you in the car. It will be approximately a 45-minute drive to your hotel given the current state of traffic in the city.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Wait, where are we going?
We're heading to Union Square.
Damn. Okay.
I believe accommodations have been prepared for the three of you there.
Very good. Thank you.
And she leads you out to a large black, I wanted to say van, but it's not really a van. It's more of an SUV type, I think stretch Hummer, for
It's
lack
an
of a
Uber
better.
X.
Uber X, yeah. Only a little nicer. So, and the doors are open for you, and you are let in. Who gets in first?
Ingrid. It's like already at the front of the group. Just slides in. Makes room.
Yeah, Tabitha will slide in next to Ingrid.
Meeks will hesitate for a moment, then get in.
There, it is incredibly spacious and comfortable. There's lots of room.
So
Kind of
this
looks around,
is
just studies and takes in all of the interior.
fancy, and like I know that the hotels at Union Square are hella expensive.
That is probably accurate, but we have connections to places. We have been around a very long time.
Yeah. So how much longer do I have to wait to join officially again?
How old are you again?
18.
19, 20, to a little while.
Fine. Okay.
There are chilled water bottles and soft drinks available. There are snacks of varying types. There is no alcohol as it is a business trip, so there is no alcohol in the ride, although it can be arranged, obviously. But usually there is a protocol of, when you're on the job, you typically don't, partake uh, in substances. Although after hours, your time is your own. And so Rita starts up the car and merges into traffic and puts up a privacy partition so the three of you are free to discuss things openly and in private. She does buzz in on occasion and ask if you would like updates about transit time and to know of any areas of interest on your way into the city if you are looking for potential places to get started with your search.
Oh, so she's like
She's a member.
she's a member. Okay.
She's a member of your organization.
Whether
Not
a layperson or an actual agent, it's
yes.
probably a layperson.
I would imagine if she's driving you, probably a layperson.
All right.
She is there to help assist.
Then Ingrid would ask, was I given any other information about Amy, or just the fact that she was a member of the order?
You have a contact number for her as well as an address in the city. And that is all you were given.
All right. I would think we would go to the hotel first, drop off our things so we are more mobile before beginning our investigation.
Excellent. Will do. She rolls the partition back up.
So, do we know where this person is that we're supposed to go talk to?
We have some contact information to start. It is a place to start. It is concerning that she has gone missing. I have not met this Amy before, but all of my sisters are important. We look out for each other.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just go to the hotel then. I wonder how much longer it's going to take. And she'll roll down the window just a little to look outside and see where they're at.
So outside, you can see the beginnings of Butchertown, which is a large industrial area as you're coming in from the airport. It's right before you really hit the city proper. It's down on the flats of the water. You can see a lot of warehouses, graffiti. You can see several tent cities that have popped up around the area. Actually, I want you to go ahead and since you're looking, why don't you go ahead and roll a little bit of, let's say, investigate a mystery for now since you're doing a perception check.
Okay. All right, so that's 2d6, and then I have a +1 to sharp. That's not a great roll. That's a 6.
All right, so that is a failure. So you can go ahead and mark experience. And as you are kind of looking out over the area, you get distracted by a really, really cute driver in the next car and start eyeing that person instead of paying attention to your surroundings. And it passes you by. Meeks and Ingrid, do you guys take the opportunity to look outside at all as well, or no?
I haven't been doing nothing but that.
Okay, well
But
then
I don't necessarily think I'm looking at anything or for anything in particular.
Ingrid has been on her phone.
Okay. If you would like to roll to see if you notice anything, that is absolutely fine.
What am I rolling?
Investigate a mystery. It's kind of a little bit of a perception test.
Yeah. Not very good at that. He's bad. 6.
You are just taken by the sights. You also go ahead and mark an experience point.
Okay.
Really quickly, because this is a one-shot, I would like you to do something for me, all three of you. Under your character sheet, where it says luck, and you have several points under there, how many boxes do you each have?
7.
Yeah, I also have 7.
7.
Okay, I would like you to mark off 4 of those.
Why?
Because 7 opportunities to automatically get a 12 is a little excessive for a one-shot, in my opinion.
Sure.
All right.
That's valid.
Would it be possible for me to investigate using the phone number that I was given to see if anyone answers?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is a 7.
Alrighty, so on a 7 to 9, let's see, we're gonna do a little bit different here. Sorry, my nose just started running for no reason. So There's a mixed success. So you dial the number and it rings a few times and you get a message that says, "Hi, this is Amy. I'm not at my phone right now, but you can catch me at my show tonight if you're looking for time to hang out. I will be at Winged Beats tonight." And then she gives today's date. Catch you then.
Is there a time or just a location?
Just a location and then a beep for you to leave a number or a message.
I will hang up.
Okay.
We will drop off our things at the hotel, and we will be adjourning to another location.
No, thank you.
Oh,
You do not wish to come.
I do not wish to leave my thing.
Oh, you are not. If you do not need to, if you do not wish to, um, I would like to
But
leave
I
my
said no, thank
suits.
you.
Very well. I have left my suits in the past because of hazards of the job. It is better to leave them alone somewhere else.
So you have more than one.
okay.
I have a tendency to get them a bit soiled. Um, Blood does not come out very easily in the sink.
That's true.
And it is best not to be stared at for unsightly reasons when out in the world.
All right.
Okay, so we drop our stuff off, and then where are we going?
A place called Winged Beats. I do not know of this place.
Ooh, that sounds like a club name. Is that a club?
Probably. She mentioned a show.
Okay, give me
her
one
voicemail.
second. And she starts typing the name of the club into her phone to double check if they have an 18 and over or if it's all 21 and over.
They do have an 18 and over.
Okay, no, we're good. I just had to double check. There's a lot of places around here that are only 21 and over. Even though it's such a big city, you'd think they would totally realize that everyone who's 18 and up still wants to party too. But, you know.
It seems that the establishments of this city share our sentiments. And Ingrid will smirk at how.
You know what? Having something in common with the American government right now, probably not the trump card you want to play.
Ooh, that word.
You guys continue to make small talk, and every now and again you will get a little interjections from Rita as she points out some points of interest. She'll point out, oh, over in that direction is Fisherman's Wharf. As you leave Butchertown, she'll talk about Mission Bay. She'll point out the sunset, which is against the Pacific Ocean rather than the bayside. Um, and as you're getting closer into the financial and the mission districts, she points out a little place called Cathedral Hill and just points out as just different architecture in the city as you see these huge grandiose churches all lining the area and hundreds of people taking pictures, filing in and out. And then you turn down Ghost Street and onto Geary, and you come into Union Square, and the car pulls up in front of the Sir Francis Drake Hotel, and Rita comes and lets you out as you see this gorgeous old Victorian style hotel, completely decked out, and just it's almost ostentatiously gaudy, but the art deco and different details are so incredibly well done that the entire thing is more like a work of art than something a little overly gauche. But it toes that line. You can see 3 elevator shafts going up the front of the hotel as elevators go up and down, taking people to their rooms. And you enter into the building to see a huge mosaic compass in the center of the lobby, inlaid with a little gold foil.
Damn.
This is one of the nicer ones I have been to.
To put
There is
this
a suite.
compass
Hmm?
guidance and direction on the floor. And then he looks up, but to close off the view.
It is ostentatious affectation, I do agree. I I do not always have the choice of my accommodations. They tend to go for the more um, ostentatious and affectation.
Well, I mean, this place is really fancy too, so it's probably one of those places where if you pay enough, they kind of just leave you alone, which I'm guessing is
Oh,
what you guys prefer.
that is definitely true. We shall go to the suite, and I have a little unpacking to do before we depart. Um,
Okay.
Right.
Ingrid will look for an elevator to take them to the suite.
So you are led to the bank of elevators and step into it. As you step in, Meeks, as you get up past the third floor, your suite is on the top floor. As you get past the third floor, this black barrier falls away, and the entirety of Union Square in the city is laid out before you as the glass enclosed elevator just shows off this incredible view with the little miniature compasses also etched into the floor of the elevator. And it opens up into this humongous open view of the Union Square Park, shopping all around, the Bay Bridge off to the east, and views of the marina and the piers jutting out into the bay.
Is this more to your taste, friend?
I don't understand.
You seem
Which
to
part?
appreciate the world in its natural state. I thought a view would be pleasant for you.
All creations are worth appreciating. I just wondered why they cover them up.
That is a very good question. I do not have the answer for you.
No, I wouldn't expect that you would.
Uh, and Ingrid will just start loosening her tie a little bit. She clearly intends to change in a hurry when they get back to the room.
He does not go into the room. He will just sit down in the hallway out front, right across the way,
Okay.
and eat some crackers.
There is, when you enter the room, you can see. Yes, I put the picture. There you go. Enjoy.
Whew.
Enjoy the picture. I just sent the gentlemen and ladies who are in the hotel a picture of just this sitting area on the second floor.
And it's in chat now.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Wow.
So the suite is a 3-room suite. There are 3 bedrooms. There is a walk-in closet, sitting area, and the entire wall of the outside is floor-to-ceiling windows with a small balcony that you can walk out onto to get fresh air.
Let it be known to the chat that I did not put rich under my sect's description, but it is now there. It seemed appropriate.
Having fun. True facts.
I didn't.
Staying a
I'm
night
sorry.
at this hotel is on my bucket list. I could never afford to stay there, but it is on my bucket list. I just want to spend one night in this. It is a tradition. They have a 5-story Christmas tree that they bring into the center of the lobby every Christmas, and my mom takes me and my son there every Christmas, and we go shopping and love the lights. So they also do a full-size gingerbread village, which takes up the entire bottom floor. They did like a full-size Hogwarts last year. It was incredible.
Presumably, it is July right now.
It is July currently, though.
Ingrid doesn't make much of a motion to look at the room. Just start makes a beeline to her room, and begins to remove her tie, or no, keep the tie on, remove her jacket, open up her little suitcase, in which there is a shirt of chainmail, and she is going to put that on, and then she has a sweater, like a cardigan, that she will put over the chainmail to mute it a bit, and um, will emerge in her casual wear, still with tie and shirt, but a sweater now.
All right.
She's subtly jingle jangling.
Subtly jingling. Excellent.
Oh, almost forgot.
All right.
You guys, this room, and she's like pointing over her shoulder at her room, is bigger than like my entire apartment back in San Jose. Holy crap.
Yes, this is what money buys you.
That's
Yes.
insane.
Oh, I do not disagree. And she's got her folded up spear, also sort of. She has like a messenger bag, and she tucks that into the messenger bag. Are you ready to depart, or is there anything you need to be more comfortable before we go to potentially dangerous situations?
Oh, yeah, almost. Let me grab one thing. And she goes into her room and she comes out with like a really, really big crossbody backpack. Like it's probably the largest one you've ever seen. And she's like shoving her hunting rifle into it. And
See, I had a sniper at first, and I went, "That's not portable."
and then in the front,
Thing is portable if you try hard enough.
yeah, exactly. In the front, where there's like a pocket in the strap that goes across the front of your body, she's got a big knife that she's shoving into the pocket that's supposed to be for your cell phone. All right, I'm ready.
All right. Well,
That reminds
sorry,
me.
go ahead.
And she pulls her silver knife out of her bag and puts it in her boot. Now I am ready. Let us get your friend.
so while you guys are getting ready, Meeks, it's a few minutes that you're sitting out there eating your crackers, and you can see the elevator banks from where you're sitting, and you see this probably maybe 14, 15-year-old girl coming up and down. Every now and again you hear the ding and the door opens and you see her staring out at the city. And then the door closes and it goes back down. And a few minutes later you hear a ding and you open it up. The elevator opens up and it's the same girl. And only this time she's looking at it a different direction. And she probably does this, say, 4 or 5 times. But her dress seems strange.
Strange how?
Outdated for the time, perhaps. It's not something that
Like
makes,
I would know that.
She seems to fit the decor better than most people that you see walking around.
Okay.
There's a strange rightness to the way she looks that those who are wearing clothes like Ingrid or Tabitha seem to be out of place in this environment.
Got it. I'll pop on up and walk over there. Hold on to a couple of extra crackers.
Okay. So you pop into the elevator with her?
No.
Or you just wait for the...
I go over and wait for the elevator to open.
Okay. Sure enough, about 2 minutes later, there's another ding, and the elevator opens up. And she's there.
I'll just like stand there and watch her for a moment.
Kind of puts a hand on the glass and gets on tiptoes, and it looks like she's trying to look down the glass from where she's at.
I want to see if she's fogging up the glass with her breath.
All right. Roll investigate a mystery for me.
And I'm good at that. 1.
You did a 1 on 2d6.
-1.
I have minus
Oh, you have a
1.
-1. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right.
Is that a catastrophic failure? Is there such a thing?
There is not such a
Okay,
thing as
good.
a catastrophic failure.
That's another
Go
experience,
ahead.
right?
That is another experience.
Woo!
And yes, you will be able to level up in the middle of the
good,
one shot.
'cause
I have
have
no
some
problem
things
with
I
that.
want. Such as
Very
gaining sharp.
Yeah, I'm not sure if any of you took a high sharp.
Mine's a
No.
+1.
Okay.
Oh, you're the smarty
Um,
pants.
So like it's San Francisco, so it's like everything is foggy maybe, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, so there's totally fog on there, or maybe there's not, or maybe I can't tell, or whatever.
I would say that probably from the angle that she's at, you can't tell. She's too focused. Her face is too close to the glass to really see if it's fogging. So unfortunately, you're not able to tell. And a few moments later, the doors slowly start to close,
I let them.
and the elevator descends again.
I'll eat one of my crackers and wait.
And 2 or 3 minutes later, the elevator dings again, and she's there.
But she doesn't seem to notice me.
She does not seem to notice you at all.
I will kind of pointedly snap into a cracker with the door.
She starts a little bit.
I'll offer her a cracker.
No, thank you. Sorry. Hi. I'm not bothering you, am I?
Not at all.
It's pretty view.
Is this the only place you can see the view? Is in the elevator?
You could. Well, you didn't go into the room, so you wouldn't have known about the deck. You imagine that you might be able to go up.
There's no other
higher
windows. Is my point.
There
On
are
this
other
level.
Yeah, the lobby. There's a little not a lobby, foyer that is all windows all the way across, looking out.
So she could get off the elevator and just go stand at a window. Is my point.
Yeah.
I'll kind of point to the window near her. Unless you enjoy the ride.
It's kind of scary, but I like the view. She'll exit the elevator and head over to the windows.
Good deed done. I head back over to my spot by the door.
All right. A few moments later, Ingrid and Tabitha emerge, having changed and gotten ready for whatever trouble you may find yourselves in.
Did you get blood on your clothes already?
No, I wished to have a bit more protection before going into an unknown circumstance. And she will lift her, like the bottom of her sweater to show some of the chainmail she has underneath.
I just grabbed my gear.
Ah, yes.
He'll stand up, sling his bat bag over his shoulder.
What time is it, Tessa?
Cracker?
Oh, kind of cracker.
Saltless saltines.
No, thank you. I have a sudden craving for herring to go on top of the cracker, but the cracker itself is not worth it. It's not worth the calories I would burn trying to chew.
By eating the cracker. So, go ahead.
Yeah, what time is it?
It is.
What time is it?
It is approximately, I would say probably
Approximate time of day.
It's
is
starting to
fine.
get.
I'm just looking for. Is it night?
It's afternoon. Getting on towards evening.
Well, I would prefer to go to this second location quicker than not. We should proceed.
Okay, well, like, can I see the address?
Sure. She had just Googled wing beats.
Okay. Is it close enough that it would make more sense for us to walk, or is it like across town?
You would. You would need to take
Given
a taxi.
San Francisco
You would need to
traffic,
take it
which is faster?
walking, or you could take the
Okay.
cable car.
That would be whimsical.
Or there are plenty of. You could take BART. Would get you there faster than traffic, but and probably faster than walking. A little bit of BART and walking would probably get you there within 20 minutes. And cable car and walking would get there in probably 30-ish minutes. It is on the corner of Chapel Hill, and it was right by Chapel Hill and also on the edge of Butcherstown.
Okay, well, I think we should do this option, and she'll point at the one that's the fastest that involves like BART or whatever. The station's like right over there for Union Square, so we should just go there and then use that to get there. Otherwise, it's going to take us like an hour in traffic, which is just awful.
I will defer to your expertise. This sounds fine.
So it is easy enough to pop over to the Union Square BART station and hop onto one of the street elevators that takes you down below into the little subway train areas. Tabitha, you're familiar enough with BART to know that it's probably only 3 BART stops back towards SFO before you need to head on out to walk a couple of blocks over there.
Okay,
So
she'll
economical and fairly quick.
yeah, she'll help Ingrid navigate how to purchase her ticket, and then she'll probably just buy the ticket for Meeks because he doesn't seem like he does technology or anything very much. So
I am familiar with public transportation. Thank you.
So I would say that there have been times when you have, maybe especially early on in your travels with Meeks, or being followed by Meeks in a polite way, where you would like leave him standing behind at these sort of situations, but on your way at some point he catches up. Like he just kind of shows up on the train or shows up at the next place that you're at. He just
He'll
has
figure
a
it
way
out.
of catching up.
that's not creepy.
Yeah.
It's called Kismet.
It's called
Exactly.
stalker.
I've never kissed Matt. Or what anybody said. I called him babe once, but I never kissed him.
This is true. As far as I know, anyway. So you guys head on down into the subway. You get on the BART, and as it's going, you can see murals and graffiti against the black walls of the tunnels. Not entirely sure how people get down there with the electrified rail to create these things without killing themselves. But there is art all around the walls. And you notice that on a couple of stops, you keep seeing the same image of a bottle with angel wings. It looks like, and then sometimes it looks like a pill with angel wings, but you're not entirely sure which it is. It kind of facilitates between the two of them. And it seems to speed up the closer you get to a station and flash more often as the panels go by. And then when you leave a station again, it seems to go away until you're almost to the next station, and then it pops up again. Not sure if it's an advertisement for something or what it is.
Looking at all the graffiti and tagging, Ingrid sort of rolls up her sleeve a little bit up her arm and kind of absently traces some of the runic tattoos along her skin. Just sort of like it just reminded her of the ink she has.
Yeah, Tabitha notices the pill bottles and the angel wings and stuff, but she probably assumes it's just some sort of gang tag.
Okay.
That would have been Ingrid's assumption as well. Some sort of organized effort.
Right. So the BART comes to a halt at your station. The doors open, and the three of you press on out. It's just about rush hour after work time, so the people coming down, especially out of Butchertown and out of the Cathedral Hill area, is a little bit thicker than the people going out into it currently. It's not difficult to get through. It's fairly well organized. You can smell the sea air as you step out. You know that you're closer to the bay than you were back in Union Square. It's a little bit heavier of a scent. You can smell kelp and hear gulls overhead, which are almost a constant noise no matter where you are in the city, but they seem louder here. And as you walk out, you can see off to the left the huge arcing cathedrals of St. Mary's Church and Holy Rosary to your left. And there seems to be a small group of people huddling around like a makeshift altar of some sort outside one of them. And then off to the right, you see in Butchertown, you see the warehouses starting a couple streets over and then just fading out towards the bay and the airport.
As she's heading for the exit of the station, Ingrid reaches into her messenger bag and skipping the piece that includes the arrow or the spear tip, starts assembling her the spear staff and then sort of using it like a walking stick, like a hiking walking stick, um, and leaving that weaponized portion in her bag for now. But she is keeping at least part of it assembled.
Okay. Tabitha, what are you doing as you're leaving? Just taking in the air, or is there anything in particular that you're looking at?
I think she's looking at the people. She's trying not to make it obvious. She's not like staring at anyone, but she's sort of looking around, and just because she knows something weird might be happening, she's trying to observe if there's anything creepy going on or if there's anyone sort of questionable looking nearby.
Okay, so that sounds like a move. Let's see here. Is that let's go with read a bad situation, shall we?
Okay. And then I want to use my telepathy.
Actually, sorry, it would be investigate a mystery, not read a bad situation. I apologize.
Okay, well, either way, I can use my telepathy to read people's thoughts in order to do investigate a mystery without having to actually talk to someone.
Okay. All right. Great. Go ahead and give me that beautiful, beautiful roll footage. I said bean footage and it didn't make any sense.
Okay, that's a 7.
Just
barely.
A mixed success. So you can ask one question.
There's a list somewhere, isn't there? Yeah.
Yes. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? Now, I think there's only really 2 of those that are very pertinent. And it would probably be what happened here and what is being concealed here. So I will go ahead and choose which one of those is more pressing.
I'm going to go with what is being concealed here. She's trying to figure out if anyone's hiding anything that might actually be useful for them to know.
Okay. So you look around. You see a couple of different things. You see a couple of discarded cardboard boxes on the side of the road, with a Atlantics Industries kind of imprinted off of it. ATLANX Industries. And you see flyers around of a woman's face, with a death notice on it, saying candlelight vigil for Sister Marlena this evening at 9 p.m. St. Mary's Church.
Okay. What's the bad
As you are
thing?
doing that... Sorry, what did you say?
It's a mixed success, right? So
Yes, yes, it is. As you are doing that, you get distracted by the people who are over at what looks to be that makeshift kind of altar area, and you are trying to also read the sign at the same time, and I'm going to say that you trip. And I would like you to... What is something random that you carry with you?
I don't know. She probably has like a lucky rabbit's foot on her keychain. Just because all the shit she sees, it's a little superstitious, but she's like, whatever. But it's a black one, of course, because it has to go with everything else.
I'm going to say when you trip, the black rabbit's foot gets broken off of your keychain and you don't realize it. And it is left behind as you leave.
Okay. Cinematically, that's ominous.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. All right. So, Ingrid has her walking stick. Tabitha has been tripping. And Meeks, what is it that you are up to at the moment? Thank you for the bits.
Just walking. Thank you. Just walking.
All right. Do you, when Tabitha trips and falls, do you go ahead and, pick her up, or you're unconcerned? She doesn't look like she hurt herself or anything like that.
She stumbled. It's fine. She doesn't need my help.
All right.
Ingrid will take a step next to Tabitha as she gets herself up, though.
Well, I guess I shouldn't.
Lots of cracks in the hill sidewalk. According to the phone directions, the Winged Beats is 2 blocks into Butchertown. So 1 block down, and then 1 block towards the bay. I assume you guys are heading that direction?
Yes. It is only now, as she is thinking about the directions, that Ingrid makes any sort of vague connection to winged and the winged graffiti on the walls. Thinking maybe perhaps not gang related, but maybe advertising?
Maybe.
Guerrilla marketing.
They do call that beat speaker appeal.
It's true, they do. I didn't even think about that. So you roll up to Winged Beats, which looks like just another warehouse, except for the lit neon sign. You can hear a little bit of music coming from somewhere within. There's some ropes that are like velvet ropes that are strung along down the side of the building. And there's a couple flyers of acts that are going to be there. Ingrid, you do see one for Amy, and it says DJ Amy starting 7 p.m.
We have some time then. I do not know if he's here yet.
Yeah. And your phone starts ringing.
Does this thing on the voicemail?
Hmm?
Caller ID?
Yeah, it's a number that you dialed earlier. It doesn't have Amy's name written in it, but you recognize it as the number you called earlier.
Hello?
Hello? I got a missed call from this number.
Yes, is this Amy?
Yeah, this is Amy. Who's this?
My name is Ingrid. We have mutual friends. I am. I don't personally know what the code would be for this.
Make it up.
Do you fly with the angels at night?
On darkened wings, usually.
I have been sent. You were not in communication. You are in some sort of danger. Is what I was led to believe.
I don't know. Where are you? We should talk.
I am at the Winged Beats. I am waiting outside.
Okay, I'm just give me 5 minutes. I'll be there. Stay put.
I am with two friends. They are to be trusted.
Okay, I'm down the street at Hexfest. I'll be there in a few minutes.
Very good. See you soon, sister.
Walk in the light. And the phone goes dead.
Well, we have made contact. This is all very good. Much better than I was expecting.
Oh, good. So did she say like how long it was going to take her to get here?
Yes. And she repeats what Tessa said.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
We will just wait.
So while you're waiting, sorry. Go ahead.
When it becomes clear that we're just waiting, he plops down against the wall and starts eating some crackers.
How many of those do you have?
So many.
God damn it, Autumn.
I love it. It's beautiful. It's perfect. As you are sitting and waiting, a transient person, kind of nondescript, comes up to you and, excuse me, do you have any spare change?
To who?
The group in general just kind of addresses all of them.
I don't have any cash on me. Sorry.
I only have she will reach into the inner part of she doesn't have her jacket on, she has her sweater on. She'll reach into the sweater, into the front pocket of her shirt. I have €1.
Thanks.
Sorry.
It's okay. Have a good night.
I'll offer him a cracker.
Thank you. And he'll happily take the cracker and wander off.
I
have plenty of time to say something to them if you
While
want.
he takes the cracker, I just want to kind of whisper to him. Just words of encouragement. You know, letting him know that things will get better, that he will be able to overcome whatever he is trialing against. No religion specific, just words of encouragement. And I'm going to use soothe, which is going to calm them down, blocking any pain, anger, or other negative emotions they have.
Okay.
and then let him go on his way.
Is that something you have to roll for, or does it just happen?
No. Few seconds in a quiet voice.
Oh,
That's it.
Excellent. So as you do that, his face kind of lights up with this huge smile, and he puts a hand on your cheek, and he says, "You should come speak to Father." And pats your cheek a little bit. "Thank you, friend." And starts wandering back up towards Cathedral Hill.
I stand up and put my bag on.
Do we hear him say that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I investigate a mystery with telepathy when he starts saying that? Because that sounds real weird.
Sure.
Okay.
While she's kind of looking over it, I just look at them and say, "I'll be back." And I turn and start walking with the man.
Okay.
That's an 11.
Alrighty. So, the telepathy. Alrighty. What questions do you have for me?
Oh,
You
oh
can
yeah, I have to put
ask.
them in the
Let's see
list.
here. You get to hold 2, so you get 2 questions.
Okay. Okay.
So you got 12, right?
11.
11.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
never mind. Almost.
Okay. So I think in this situation, the ones that would probably fit best are like, what sort of creature is it in relation to the father? Like, just to figure out, is this like a priest or is this like a. Because these are all supposed to be for monsters technically, but.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll work with you here.
Okay.
You get the image of a um, elderly woman with dark corkscrew curls coming down the side of her well-lined, um, rich mahogany skin face. She has on a old like deacon's robe. It's frayed around the edges, and you see a dilapidated, kind of crumbling church behind her. And visions of tents spread out.
Got it. So, like a religious figure for a homeless encampment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, I have to use both of these. So, what about what was it going to do? So, like, is she just like nothing creepy about her? I guess, or would that be what is being concealed here?
Let's go with what is being considered. You see, this woman handing out what looks like medicinal supplies. You see that she's got a box of that. She's got a cardboard box behind her that says Atlantic's Atlantic's Industries, and it looks like she's giving out like maybe an Advil or something small, little pill capsule to a couple of people, and like checking foreheads, like checking on them. Maybe she's giving them medical treatment. Whatever it is, she's giving them some sort of pill.
Okay.
And also praying with them.
So basically, she just seems like she's also a homeless person or a transient, but she's also trying to do some good and help people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then Tabitha's not going to try to stop Meeks from going off with the guy then.
Okay.
Do you have a phone, Meeks? Something to get in contact if trouble is to arise? Either direction.
No.
Okay, be careful.
Okay. So I'm gonna take Meeks off for a moment while Tabitha and Ingrid are waiting for Amy. So Meeks, you are walking with this gentleman who is very calm and relaxed, especially after you've spoken with him, and he's walking towards Cathedral Hill. He walks past that little shrine with a bunch of people like praying at it, and turns a corner away from the main church and down a couple side street and alleys to where you see a group of tents kind of laid out underneath an overpass.
Okay.
And a dilapidated wooden small chapel, maybe? Or at least at one point it may have been a small chapel, kind of haphazardly leaning up against a chain link fence. You see a bunch of candles set out aside one of the sides of the chapel. And
Okay.
a woman with dark skin and gray corkscrew hair spilling down onto her shoulders, wearing a tattered robe. That
He's
is,
still following the. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
I was waiting for.
That is Father, if you would like to meet her.
Yes. That's why I've come.
He gives you a huge smile and brings you over to her, and she looks up and smiles at him and smiles at you a little curiously, and so just kind of waits, just kind of smiles politely as he says, "Good evening, Father. I have brought a friend for you. I hope you are pleased." And he smiles and he wanders off towards one of the tents. And she just looks up at you and smiles.
Hello.
Good evening. And what brings you to Calliope?
That gentleman.
Well, welcome. Please sit. Have a cat.
This place has everything.
Sorry, I had to shoot the cat. How can I help you, my child?
I am not in need of any assistance.
Are you looking to help then?
Always.
Where do you think your skills could be most of use?
I never know.
I find that true of many people. So many don't know their value or their skills until they come here. I'd like to help teach them. You can call me Marlena.
You can call me Meeks.
It's nice to meet you, Meeks.
Thank you.
Tell me, do you know the stories of paradise?
Which paradise?
The paradise. The one that we all seek. Our earthly reward.
I would love a story.
So she sits down with you and begins preaching of heaven and finding, reward for a life well lived. And over time, the story shifts from heaven into finding heaven on earth and taking bits of that philosophy and those places that we aspire to get to at the end of our lives and bringing them to the world where we're at now, and how people can be paradise, and how what everyone seeks in this world is comfort and that everlasting, I almost said gobstopper for some reason. So sorry.
Just stop that God.
That everlasting just nirvana, and how it can be achieved on earth through acts of goodness, acts of purity and humbleness. So she just gently, it's not a forceful, thank you, readers. It is not a forceful preaching. It is a very gentle kind of, almost a guided meditation.
I don't disagree with anything you've said.
But you have trepidations about something. What is it, so that I can ease your mind?
You can't ease my mind.
Perhaps I know someone who can.
You cannot ease the mind of someone who sees the truth.
I once thought so. Tell me, friend Meeks, would you like to commune with God?
How does one of your faith commune with God?
Prayer, introspection, a meeting of the minds. And she gestures to a bit of graffiti on the wall of a pill surrounded by angel's wings. Holistic means.
I become much more in connection with the world when I am clear.
That is good. Not all have. Not all have your resolve, and some seek to strengthen it in other ways.
Some seek a shortcut.
Some seek a hand up.
The trials are there for all of us.
They're placed for a reason. How would your God feel if you were to just wash them away?
I imagine disappointed. No one is saying that this
As
is
am
a
I.
quick fix. No one is saying that seeking a moment of peace.
Do you understand the word commune?
Yes.
Or do you just spit to those weak?
I've devoted my life to caring for these people.
And yet you feed them filth.
I provide them with nourishment.
You call that nourishment.
I call that help for those who need it. God would not have given
And do
us.
they come back eating it again and again? Do they yearn for it? Do they ache for it? Do they demand it? Would they steal for it? Would they hurt for it?
Some, but those are not usually the ones
Then
that
it is
come
not
to
of
me.
God. Yeah, stands up. Continue to pray on the weak, if you wish, if you must. It is your conscience.
I will pray for you.
No one will hear it. And he turns and walks away.
Ooh.
Flames on the side of my face.
Ooh.
Hot damn. Yeah.
I really like
I
Meeks.
like
I
Meeks
see
too.
that.
Wow. Damn, Meeks, you just burned down her fucking church.
You just hear in the distance.
Be-doo, be-doo. Well, Tabitha and Ingrid, while all
In
that
a
is
less Mean Girls
going on.
scene.
Logan hasn't seen Mean Girls, he's lived
No.
it.
Half the time as his NPCs, he is a Mean Girl.
It's very true. It is actually very hard to see that he's never actually seen Mean Girls.
Meeks' holy text is the burn.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry. Logan won't understand this till we have our movie.
I know. We need to do that soon. All right, so while Meeks is off having his conversation, a few moments after he turns one of the corners, Ingrid, you see a young woman kind of darting eyes around nervously, bag slung over her shoulder, just like one of those one strap backpacks that just go crossbody, and jogs up to you, takes in your attire for a moment.
Assassin, right, yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, that's my contact. Gives you the passcode
Greetings.
with
867 5309.
2. Damn it.
and looks at Ingrid and
You are
Tabitha.
Amy, yes?
Yes.
It is good to see you.
It is good to see you, sister. Hello, sister. She just kind of assumes.
Under evaluation. She is not of age.
I'm technically on like a 3-year probationary period.
Mm. I think I just passed mine. Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure
Congratulations
if this
are in order.
not sure if this is a test or if this is just
I
weirdness going on. No.
what is weirdness?
Um Come with me. I have somewhere safe to talk.
Yes, of course.
We can go back to Hexfest. And she leads you down the street a little bit to a large coffee shop that is decked out in oranges and pinks and violets and yellows, and you swear by looking at it that your brain is melting with the color combinations that are happening here. Loud house music is just kind of pumping from it, and there is a line out the door for coffee. This way. And she pulls the both of you in there, skipping past the line, and kind of waves a hand to the person behind the counter. 3 of my regulars. Doug, I'm gonna go downstairs. And he could just kind of nods, and it's the first one, Zach. And then is leading you guys downstairs to a private kind of meeting area underneath everything, where it goes quiet when the door shuts behind you. And there's a pitcher of water and some glasses in the area. Doug will be down with some coffee in a little bit. Thanks for coming.
Of course. What is the problem? I was not given much detail. I was told you were in need of assistance or in crisis.
Yeah, so this is gonna sound weird. So
That is part of
yeah,
the job,
I know.
sister.
I know it's part of the job. One of my friends just up and disappeared 2 nights ago. Just I don't know what happened. We were supposed to meet up for my birthday and never showed, which is unlike him. I called his phone and some old man had it. I have a really bad feeling about it, and it just something is wrong.
Some old man, like a random transient, picked it up, or some old man, like maybe whoever has your friend?
I couldn't tell. It was hard to understand the person. When I asked for David, he just said no over and over. And I know I don't have the wrong number. I mean, it's I don't know. We DJ together at Winged Beats, but he didn't show up for a shift last night either, which is really weird. That's like his main gig.
Would your friend be involved in anything illicit that could cause a problem for him?
He's a bit of a party guy. He, you know, usually a drink or two after work, maybe some light other stuff, but nothing
What
heavy.
light other stuff, like he maybe smokes some marijuana or like pills?
Uh, yeah,
He just,
I've,
yeah.
yeah, basically, he would just, yeah,
Yes.
nothing like not like shoot it up heavy stuff, you know.
Would he have been associating with anyone unusual in recent time? That you would have noticed change in behavior, perhaps, or a change in socializing?
He started hanging out more down by the Calliope camp, which is it's a tent city that's popped up. Um,
Recently popped up seems.
Not recent. I mean, they've been there for probably a year ish now. It's fairly, well populated. Um, Sister Marlena, before she died, used to minister to the homeless down there, and
What
yeah,
was the circumstances of her death?
she died a couple of weeks ago. They just found her on the sidewalk. It looked like she just keeled over.
How old of a woman was this?
60s, maybe
Hmm.
going into her
It is
70s. She's been in a San Francisco institution for years, always heading down to any of the homeless shelters and providing medical care and food and prayers.
What did she look like exactly?
Oh, she's probably, I don't know, 5'7", dark skin, gray, curly hair, slender build.
Did she wear like old robes that were kind of ratty looking?
The robes that they found her in looked like they had desiccated by several years, but normally when she went out and about, the robes she wore were very crisp and clean.
the robes they found her in, so
Uh,
she was in a state unusual for her.
Yeah.
Ingrid, so that
Yes.
guy that Meeks went off with, I might have kind of sort of read his mind a little before he left. And
Mine might have kind of, sort of.
yeah, okay, kind of a lot. And the woman that he was calling father, that he said he wanted to show or introduce Meeks to,
Mm-hmm.
sounds a lot like Sister Marlena, who's supposed to be dead.
Well, that is unusual, yes.
Yeah, just don't
Perhaps we
know.
should go find Mix. Then we might have a lead of some more unusual activity. We made contact with a gentleman. We will investigate if you wish to come with. Although I do recall you have a show tonight, I do not know what your more which duties are needed for you to accomplish. Uh, that was not a judgment, I
Oh,
promise.
no, it's fine. My show doesn't last long. It's only an hour set. It's just kind of a thing. I can always catch up with you after too. Um,
Is it house music?
it's a little bit kind of
No judgment. We all go through that phase.
kind of blushes a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, and there's a light tap at the door, and the door is opened. And Doug, you assume, is walking in holding three coffees, and behind him, holding the door open, is Meeks.
Oh, good. Hey, Meeks, um, so you just met someone interesting, right?
No,
What was the
I did meet someone.
what was the result of your travels with that gentleman? Who did he take you to see?
Father.
Who was this father person? What did you speak of?
Someone who prays the weak.
With an E. Pray with an E.
Yeah, I think that's the one he meant. Okay, was it a woman who looked like, and then blah? I describe Sister Marlena because we've heard it 3 times, so I'm not going to say it again.
Yes.
Right.
How
was
is that
also a bad
possible?
horse.
Damn. So close.
I don't know what's going on, but like if she was found dead a couple of weeks ago, then she shouldn't also be alive still at the camp. Something weird's going on.
And weird is what we do, so. You do not seem very fond of this person, Meeks. Is this a thing you would like to help us with? To root out perhaps some strange and dubious activities?
I go where Tabitha goes.
Well, Tabitha goes with me, so you go with us.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we should know, sister? Of your friend, of anything we might need to know about him?
His name is David. He's a DJ. He's been he said he was gonna he just got out of detox a little while ago, about a month and a half back, um, just round the corner here, right next to that church. He said he met somebody who helped him set his mind right, and then he went back to DJing, and I don't know. I don't know what happened, but something's wrong.
All right. So,
Set his mind right. That sounds very counter to what we are understanding here.
yeah. Well, especially if you said he likes to party, because if he might have been doing something other than just drinking, doesn't sound like whatever they did set his mind right in the like detox and don't touch drugs again kind of way.
Mix, did you see any illicit materials there? Anyone taking um, any sort of drugs?
I know they're being offered there.
That just reminded me. The other thing I saw in the homeless guy's head was that father or sister Marlena, whoever that person is, was giving people pills. It looked like medicine, which is why I didn't, really get concerned about it when Meeks was going off with the guy to meet this person. But maybe it's not medicine. It was in boxes that said the Atlantics Industries thing, like those boxes that were by the train station when we got off the BART.
All right. So I have to
What
assume.
is... Sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to ask Tessa something. I have to assume that the stat was created specifically so I could say the sentence, "Keeper, I would like to do something weird." Um, can I do any sort of divining to observe another place? I would like to see if I can see if anything's happening near what I understand to be Sister Marlena. Can I basically can I scry on her? Can't hear you.
Yeah, I had to push to talk. It's kind of important.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. One of the effects of use magic is you can observe another place or time.
Yeah, I was reading from that, hoping that was a thing I could do.
Yes.
So just roll magic. Or
Roll weird.
That's an 8.
An 8, so mixed success. Okay, so you're gonna have a glitch. Alrighty. Perfect. Perfect. I love this. So are you wanting to look at what's going on with Sister Marlena right now, right?
Yes. She would take out the spearhead that she has, like the other part of the spear, and it's sort of a divination through this idea of like being a holy avenger kind of thing. So like seeking out a target through using the spear tip or whatever sort of like focus that might be.
Okay. So, you see Sister Marlena speaking with somebody. He is very tall, extremely pale, very imposing figure. His jaw is set in a very kind of determined grimace, and his eyes are this deep, dark, muddy black. And you can hear for a few minutes as Sister Marlena is speaking to him, calling him perfect one, and calling him divine, calling him you do you now. Sorry. Calling him Humatiel. And saying that she plans to provide more for their community. And she needs to figure out how. And you hear him say to her that he is hungry. And she says that she will find him something. And you watch as she turns to dig into food that she has for people, and he sniffs the air and sees one of the people of Calliope sitting there, who looks up at him and smiles and stands and walks over to him and says, "If you're hungry, feed." And he reaches out to her, and you watch as this young woman ages in front of you. 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And his eyes kind of roll back, and he shudders as she falls to the ground. And then his eyes snap to yours. And a feral grin kind of reaches across his face. And his shoulders hunch forward. "We're not alone." And your vision stops.
It takes a very long, very slow breath to try to calm whatever, like, sort of fight or flight instinctively hit her in that moment. We have a beast to hunt.
What did you
How do you
say?
know?
I saw whatever Marlena worships.
Oh,
She called it perfect one, divine.
what do you mean she called it?
She was speaking to it.
They're together now.
At this moment, yes.
Are you ready?
For what?
I reach out my hands and take their hands.
All right.
Are you ready?
Ingrid really quickly gets the last half of her spear attached to her. She like just screws it on and clamps it. I am ready now.
Ethereal wings sprout from my back, and we are instantly, as long as there's nothing interfering, teleported to anybody I've ever met.
All right.
Marlena.
All right.
That's one way to
And all of a
speed
sudden, Tabitha understands how I'm able to catch up with her all the time.
Motherfucker.
You have a teleporter?
All right. So, yes, you are teleported there. And you see Marlena tending to an old woman.
Ingrid
But nobody else at the moment.
Ingrid has her spear in one hand and then pulls her magnum out with the other.
Yeah. I have the sight that lets me see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences. And I can
Okay.
communicate with the spirits I see. It says it gives me more opportunities when I investigate a mystery. So can Tabitha like pull out her knife but also look around and try to use her sight to see if she can notice anything?
Yes, you can. And then Meeks, you have a very Ingrid, did you tell Meeks what she
I
called
was
him?
not able to get
There was no
the-
time.
yeah, I only got the
Okay.
the euphemisms. I did not get the actual name.
Okay. Okay. So,
That's going to be an 8.
okay, go ahead and ask me one.
Okay, there's the list. Where did it go?
Well, you see this is a mixed success. 1 second. Sorry, I gotta think.
Mixed success counts as a success though, right? Like it for the purposes of one of my
Yes,
abilities, I
so-
have a +1 forward. I'm just gonna keep note of it because I successfully cast magic.
Yes.
That's one of my abilities.
Perfect. Just trying to. Okay, you see a single black feather floating down. And you get the idea that it's probably not something that can be seen by anyone who can't see the unseen.
Okay. She looks up to see if she can see anything up in the sky.
Catch a glimpse of the pinion feathers of a dark black wing, and then it's gone.
You guys, I think he left. I saw some black wings
I'm not
flying
spending
away.
time to talk.
Okay, what is it that you are doing?
So I have unzipped my bag after we've landed as Ingrid was drawing her weapon and Tabitha was looking around. I pull from it what looks like a black baseball bat, but it's like that unnaturally complete black where no light escapes from it, so there's no edges to it or anything. Um,
Fuck.
and I attack the woman.
All right.
I attack father.
Okay. Go ahead and kick some ass.
12.
Fucking hell.
Oh,
10 plus 2, 12.
Okay.
Damn.
Tell me about your weapon, dude.
So it is a 3 harm cold holy weapon, which counts as weakness against any monsters I fight because of my smite. By the way, my fists count like that as well. And I will inflict double normal harm, doing 6 harm.
Jesus Christ.
All right. You if she were not already dead, this would have killed her instantly.
Oh, that music cue.
You're welcome. What you do manage to do is you destroy the corporeal body that she is in, and you knock her spirit completely out of the body. And her eyes clear a little bit. Is there anything extra that you get to? Well, because you rolled 12, you
I don't know
did
what
double
holy
damage.
means, so
That's how you manage to actually exorcise the spirit out of the body
okay.
and not just destroy it completely.
No, that's it.
All right. So Tabitha, your sight is still on. You see this spirit come whooshing out of the body of Father into your vision. Ingrid, what would you like to do?
Well, she was going to try to interrogate Father, but clearly it's a monster. So, she would like to. I'd like to see if I can assess what the fuck we're looking at right now.
Okay, so why don't you roll to read a bad situation?
So
I mean, I agree it's bad.
is the body still standing there, like ready to fight us?
No, it just crumbled.
Okay, and then we can all see her spirit, or is it just Tabitha that sees her? Or I don't know what abilities Meeks has, so I don't know if he can see her with his magic.
I can't see it. I don't have anything that I'm aware of.
Meeks and Ingrid, I don't believe can see it. You're the only one who can see it at the moment.
Okay.
You know that she's still there. So that's why I'm going to have Ingrid roll to read a bad situation.
I did not read. It's a fucking ghost. I rolled a 6.
With your +1 forward?
Oh, so 7.
Ready.
Hooray! It was not a failure. It's a fucking ghost, but I know something.
All right, so you can spend that hold to ask one of the following questions. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What is the most vulnerable to me? And what is the best way to protect the victims?
I'm going to go with what is something we have not noticed yet.
So are there any dangers you haven't noticed?
Yes.
You see you see this man materialize behind behind the body of Sister Marlena that just crumpled to the ground. Since you had not noticed where he went, and reach out a hand and touch her. And you watch as what's left of the body that has been broken, just as his eyes glow black, and he says something in some strange language, which Meeks, I'm going to let you figure out in a second. As her body withers and just turns to dust. And his eyes grow dark again. Meeks, you recognize the language that he spoke. That is the language.
But I don't see him, right?
You don't see him, but you heard him. Is the language of the Enochian angels.
Okay. What do I know about him?
You now know that he's an angel, and something is very,
Okay.
very wrong.
All right.
Because this is not angel behavior.
Got it.
Black feathers.
Ingrid would like to.
Nothing wrong with black.
Ingrid would like to shout his name at him. Its name at it.
Right.
So Humatiel. And then her her spear pointed at him.
All right. He pauses and looks at you.
What do we see?
With his name being called, you start to see his form. You see just the eyes at first, these deep, emotionless black eyes at first, as he becomes more and more corporeal. And he looks at you both. He looks at all three of you. And cocks a head to the side.
I have been charged to do great violence against creatures who would harm the innocent. I think you qualify.
Do I recognize the name, the name of this creature?
Let's see here. I would like you to go ahead and roll me. What is your best stat? I would like to know.
Tough.
Is it tough? Yeah, I had a feeling.
Probably sharp.
I'm gonna let you roll with advantage, which means I'm gonna let you roll 3 dice and take the highest 2 because of your
11.
All right. You are the divine. You have spent your life to the study of guardian angels. Humatiel is the name of the angel of purification. He has been known to live among the poor and the needy, the homeless, the addicted, take on the effects of that person's addictions to heal them. Usually after several weeks of him feeding on them, for lack of a better term, the person is cured of their addictions and goes free to live a better life.
But he takes the disease or the sickness onto himself.
And it usually goes away as well.
I understand.
Something has caused it. It's not going away. Something has warped him.
He is not our enemy.
Then who is? Is he cursed or something?
In a manner of speaking. I put my weapon back in my bag, leave it open
Okay.
though, sling it over my back, and start to walk up to him.
Ingrid still has her spear pointed, not trusting that it's not going to try something on Meeks.
He warily is keeping an eye on Ingrid and on Meeks as he backs up a little bit, and one of his fingers, he quickly darts his hand away to one of the people in the encampment and crooks a finger as the person immediately stands up and starts walking forward.
Brother, you don't want to do this.
I don't know you. You're not my brother.
We are all brothers. You have done good work in this life. I know you. What has poisoned your heart?
Nothing has poisoned me. I've just finally discovered my earthly reward.
You sound like them.
No. They sound like me.
That's all I needed. And I start to reach for my bag.
He just raises another 2 people up towards him that rise from sitting positions and start walking forward.
How close are they?
I would say they're probably within 10-ish feet, 20 feet at this point.
Ingrid pulls her
Since
magnum
he's
out.
sorry, I'm gonna take a half step back as he starts to raise more people and say, "The humble can admit when they are wrong. He is our enemy."
That is all I need to do here.
Okay.
He actually smiles at one of your jokes for the first time, at one of your quips.
At least for this episode. Perhaps if the adventures of Meek's Tabitha...
Oh, I'm so excited to play Beaks again.
It might happen.
This has been
It
fun.
might happen.
Call it Hex Francisco.
Hex Francisco. Oh, shit, I love that. All right. Okay, so, there is no traditional initiative system in Monster of the Week. So I'm going to go ahead because, Meeks, you've just done something really awesome. Tabitha hasn't done anything for a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and ask what Tabitha is doing, and then we'll make the circle.
Okay. So Tabitha's going to take her knife that she just pulled out of her bag and prick one of her fingers and draw a line across her arm with the blood. Sorry, I hope everyone's okay with that. And she's trying to use it to create a line of energy to separate the humans from what's happening. One of the spell effects that can be done with use magic is you bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature.
Mm-hmm.
She's basically creating a barrier between the 3 of us and Hamatiel and all other humans.
Got it.
Ooh.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll some use magic.
Okay, hopefully I roll well. Okay, that's a 9.
All right. Excellent. So, all right, I'm going to let you... And Angela, I
No, do what you gotta
apologize.
do.
I did not realize that I should have let you pick what the glitch
That's okay.
was.
No,
I
I
just
liked
picked the
your glitch.
effect, so
No,
I
that's fine.
apologize. Heather, the effect is weakened. It's of short duration. You take 1 harm, ignore any of your armor. The magic draws immediate unwelcome attention, or it has a problematic side effect. Which glitch would you like? It works, but there is a glitch. See, when I play with this with Ken, he doesn't play a magic user, so all 3 of you were like, "I'm doing magic." I'm like, "Great, it's one thing I haven't done in this game yet."
Okay, I'm gonna go with take 1 harm.
Okay, so you take
I
1
think-
harm, ignore
How
armor.
many can I take before I'm in trouble?
4 is when you become unstable, I believe, and basically you're not dying at that point. It just does mean that you will need medical attention,
Okay.
or else bad things will happen.
I mean, I did just cut myself to perform the spell, so I guess the harm makes sense.
It makes sense. So, yes, you as you slice to make the line separation, you do take a point of harm, but you have successfully. And as you do this bolt of red fire erupts from the ground, effectively sealing him off from his followers.
Leave them out of it.
He just kind of... He reaches out to you. And just kind of grins and waggles his fingers like he's gonna cast a spell.
Can I?
But he's
protect-
not
Oh,
close. He's not close enough to you to do it anyway, so he's just kind of showboating like an asshole.
Okay.
Is that
I-
one of the things you can add a hex to?
well, I don't know. That's what I was double checking. I forgot about that. When I cast a spell, I can add something to the normal effects. But these all say the target, so I think they're assuming that the spells I'm doing are going to target a particular person.
And they can. That sounds like when it's an attack spell. So, which you can do to inflict harm because you're doing an effect rather than a spell. I would say probably a hex wouldn't work in this instance then, because your goal was to separate rather than to target. Because you could
Yeah, it says.
inflict harm. So
Oh, well, this one might work if you're okay with it. So it says the target. One of the things is the target breaks something precious or important. Can I lay down the barrier so that it like breaks the altar?
yes, absolutely. So you lay down the barrier and the altar, that shrine that you saw people worshiping at over by the church. You see a similar one in this small makeshift one that is sliced by the red fire. And that's actually going to break his connection to the world a little bit, so I'm going to give him 1 harm for it.
Cool. Added bonus.
Alrighty. Ms. Ingrid, what would you like to do?
I would like to assist Meeks in being fucking badass effective. So I'm trying to think of a good way to do so. I think. Can I flavor like a really? Can I basically flavor a cantrip as just an assist sort of thing? It's not going to do anything other than give Meeks some sort of benefit to his role.
All right, what would you like to do?
Basically, I kind of want to just like, with a glow that sort of starts from her hand, I wanted to kind of reflect some sort of light somewhere on the monster that would give Meeks a good view of it in order to pick a sensitive spot to smack.
Sure, we can do that. Yeah.
The intention is to help out.
Okay, so go ahead and roll cool then.
It's 11.
Oh, very nice. All right, so Logan, when you make your next roll, you will have a +1 on your roll.
He will have a +2, actually.
Ooh. Very cool. Alrighty.
So she shouts to him, "I believe this is of your expertise, friend. Happy hunting."
Alrighty, and since you rolled an 11, that is a good solid success, and he does not get a shot off on you, Ingrid. So we're looping back to Meeks.
So, do I have to choose between making an attack and doing protect someone?
It just says you get a plus some whatever on your roll.
No, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about wanting to protect Tabitha from harm because he's obviously about to start targeting her. So I don't know how the system works.
So typically you would choose to do one thing on your turn. So yes,
right,
it
which
would
would
be
not necessarily be. So basically, I can waste my turn, stand in front of her, and protect her. But if he doesn't attack her, then I do nothing, and I waste my turn. It's basically it.
Well, okay. So here's what happens: is in Monster of the Week, I don't get the monsters never get a quote unquote turn. The monsters can only react to what you do. Now, if you rolled to protect someone and you failed, then yeah, he would choose not to protect her. But if you rolled like a mixed success, then your turn would never be quote unquote wasted.
So I would roll to protect Tabitha, and that would actually put her in harm. I don't understand.
Not necessarily put her in harm's way. If Basically, what happens when you fail a roll is I get to make a hard move against you. It could be that in your trying to protect Tabitha, you opened yourself up to a convenient attack, and maybe
But
he
why
goes.
would I try to protect Tabitha if she's not being attacked? I don't understand if I can't. Protecting someone is a reactionary thing. If nothing happens, then it doesn't make sense. That's where I'm getting confused.
Right.
So I'm just going to go ahead and make my attack. It's something
Okay.
I want to talk about later because I just don't understand the system. So
Absolutely. No
I'm
problem.
going to, but I'm just going to go ahead and make my attack. So I have +1 or +2, so +4 altogether.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
13. No. 13. Yeah, 13. I rolled 11.
Okay.
I like your D6s.
They rolled a 2 earlier, so give me a break.
Okay.
I haven't rolled a 12
So
yet.
you said you got a what yet? You got a how much?
13.
A 13. Jesus. Okay. All right. Okay.
It's plus.
So
Wait.
Ingrid used her
It's +4. No, I got a 15. Sorry.
Jesus.
fucking hell. All right.
I rolled an 11. So +4 is
It was
15.
a real good little arcane laser pointer that
Yeah, you
Ingrid
did.
shined in his eyes.
All right. So then
I would
go
have
ahead.
gotten a 13 without it, but yeah.
Go ahead and inflict that. Go ahead and get your effects there.
So if I choose one of the effects here, do I do my normal damage on top of that?
On a 12 plus, you choose one of the advanced
It says
effects.
instead
Yes,
of.
So
I
you
see that. So if I choose to hold the advantage and all hunters get +1 forward, does
you still
that
do your
then,
normal harm, and then
that's what
everybody
I'm
gets
going to
+1.
do. So everyone gets +1 forward, and I do 3 harm holy cold.
Okay, so you do 2 harm because he has armor.
Oh, is that what armor does?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it reduces the harm.
Okay. My clothing is holy armor.
Awesome. That is good to know. Thank you. All right. So he is not happy about that and is going to drop his pretense of going after Tabitha and charge you.
As it
Is
should
going
be.
to unleash some blows upon you. So, you said you have armor, right?
Yes, it is 1 armor holy.
Okay, so
I don't know what holy does though. So
it depends. There are certain monsters that are unholy, and so
Got it.
it would actually inflict harm on it. And unfortunately, in this case, since he is also an angel, it doesn't.
I'm acting very
hurt him.
angelic, but all right,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So he is going to do 3 harm to you as he just comes to blows using his angelic strength to just pummel your face.
3 harm after my armor?
After your armor, yeah.
Okay, and there's nothing I do about that. It's just flat.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just it's
Okay.
It's a give and take. That his reaction is he stopped looking like he was going to attack Tabitha and turned on you instead.
Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty, Tabitha.
Okay. So she's going to how would she do this? All right. So she I hate that I'm resorting to this, but I can't think of anything else right now. She does like the magician's like moving her hands around thing with the knife in one hand and she's turning her hand the other way and she's muttering something under her breath. And I want to use magic to try and banish a spirit or curse from the person, object, or place it inhabits. Specifically, she's trying to banish a
Ooh.
curse,
Okay.
thinking that something has twisted this angel, and she's trying to remove at least some of it, if not all of it.
All right. Okay. All right.
And that's a really. Do I have to use the +1 forward he gave me, or can I save it? How does that work?
I believe you.
Forward is on
It
your
is
next
on your
roll.
next roll. Yeah. Unfortunately, you do have to use your +1.
Ongoing means you can use it continuously, and
Yes.
forward means it's on your next roll.
Yep.
Okay. Well, with the +1 forward, it's a 5
Oh.
because I rolled shit.
Oof. Okay.
So that doesn't work.
The market experience.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
And I'm gonna make a hard move.
So, Logan, just to clarify, I read a little bit. The protect someone is because there are certain circumstances where you could take harm, like if something backfires on you, or if you there are a couple of other instances where you can get harm as a sort of backlash for a bad roll. You can use protect someone as a reaction to that thing. You could help mitigate that damage in some justified way.
But only if you haven't gone for the round.
There's not really rounds in.
It's kind of just
in Monster Hunter.
storytelling.
It's just
If you
storytelling.
think-
So if
you
that's
think
something you
jump
want to
in.
do,
Alright.
because Tabitha is about to get a hard move used against her, if you would like to step in and
Yeah, I missed why. What's happened? I'm sorry. I was trying to understand my character
I
better.
tried to remove his curse, and my spell failed. I rolled a 5.
Okay, so what does it look like is about to happen?
that's what I was trying to figure out because I had to figure out which move I was going to use. So,
like she's casting the spell, but you can sort of see that she's struggling mentally with it, and you want to like impart some sort of blessing on her or something to increase her resolve.
Well, I want to know what
yeah.
Is it something physical or something mental? It depends on how I would react to it. Would be dependent on what I see happening. So.
Sorry, yeah, I had to grab my my glitches because basically what happens is in this case because the because he's already engaged with you, what's going to happen, you are trying to remove the curse, so you're going to have a problematic side effect, basically. I say on a failed roll, is when I'm going to choose the glitch. I didn't realize I was showing Fenn's Twitter handle beneath me either. That's funny. I just noticed that on the stream. Thanks, Zach.
It's
a signal boost of Fennec. It's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
It is okay. So, I'm going to say what happens is you catch, you accidentally catch yourself on the knife while you're gesturing, and you drop it, meaning that your spell fails. You've lost your knife. It's going to take you some time to find it again, in the confusion and the panic. I think it spun into that red fire that you conjured. So you've got to figure out how to get your knife out of the fire now. That's the hard move I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm gonna use the hard move that she lost her focus item in the fire that she conjured when she dropped it. Rather that since he's already engaged in fisticuffs with you, it doesn't really make sense for him to just disengage like that. So.
Well, and since it failed, he probably wouldn't have known she even was trying to cast anything. It didn't work.
Yeah. All right, Ingrid.
Okay.
Ingrid is going to she is going to use her ancient fighting arts and stab it with the pointy end.
Stab it with a pointy end. All right, tell me about what you are stabbing. Is it magic?
I am stabbing with an old the spear tip was more symbolic when she was casting with it. It's just an ancient spear tip. It's very well kept and passed down through generations. The spear itself is like carbon, and it's very like carbon fiber. It's very modern to try to keep it resilient. But the spear, it says, when using an old-fashioned hand weapon, you inflict +1 harm and get +1 whenever you roll to protect someone. So I am currently going to be attempting to stab with my old spearhead.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, that is not bad. Not bad. That is a 10.
Alrighty.
No, that is 11 with the +1 from Meeks.
All right, so
11.
you get to choose an extra effect. You
Ooh,
gain the
nice.
advantage, take 1 forward, or give 1 forward to another hunter. You inflict terrible harm, taking a +1 harm. You suffer less harm, -1 harm, or you force them where you want them.
Let us see. I would like to I would like to inflict terrible harm, please.
Okay. So +1 to the normal harm that your weapon does.
So my spear is a +2, so I will
So
do
it would be
3 harm.
+3. All right.
And wait. I get a +1 on my harm. I get another +1 on my harm for using old-fashioned weapons, so that is 4 harm.
All right. So he'll take 3 harm.
Yes.
And Meeks, you notice as this spear goes into him, he hisses out a breath in pain as it pierces into him.
You cause harm but cannot take what you dish.
As
Twisted harder.
you are attacking him, you hear a shout as one of his followers tries to throw themselves through the red fire to get to him. And the barrier starts cracking slightly. Meeks. It is your turn.
Sorry, I was fixing the overlay. It was bothering me.
Sorry.
There we go. No. I'm sorry. It was just I don't want to misrepresent people. I want to like move right up against him, like so that we are like almost, in the same freaking space.
Okay.
And I just want to look at him and speak very calmly. Will you repent?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Normally, I know that this ability of
I'm
yours.
not trying to soothe talk him.
You're not trying to
I'm
soothe
just
him?
asking. No.
Roll to-
I want him to say no, please.
Roll to manipulate someone.
Okay. I'm not actually trying to manipulate him. I was just trying to have witty banter, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
I was really just trying to get him to say no so I could do something badass.
Okay. Well, then no.
I knew you would say that. And I wanted to unfurl my wings, and I want to take him with me 100 feet up and fall with him to the ground with my weapon at his throat.
Okay.
I knew you would say that, Meek says as he turns to the
Wow.
camera a la Deadpool, because I asked her to.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Sure. Okay.
This is called how you end the session.
Well, it is.
I
10
rolled a
o'clock,
9,
so-
and I have a +1 forward for my own ability, correct? It's an all.
You do.
Okay, so 12.
All right.
Damn.
I'd like to do double damage.
Alrighty.
Do severe harm, please.
All right. So, how much damage is that?
6. Holy cold.
So 5 total
Holy
then,
cold
or is
is
that
rough.
minus? So 5 total.
5 total, yeah.
All right.
So that's 7 I've done.
So you hit the ground.
I assume from falling 100 feet, I'm gonna take something.
Yeah.
was kind of just going off with that.
You're gonna take a little bit as well. I'm gonna say.
Can I
let's
try
see
to
here,
protect him?
Sure.
I don't know what that looks like other than breaking his fall. But I have a
If you
plus.
break my
Okay.
fall, will that affect it with the damage I do to
I do
them?
not know.
No.
Okay.
No. Oh no.
But I have a good thing to protect people.
Oh, all right. Go for
I
it.
have no.
Either follow me.
Good thing. I have +1 to roll to protect you.
All right, go for it. Roll tough.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
It is not good. It is not good.
I'm gonna fall on you.
It is a 5.
You're gonna take damage too.
That is
Oh,
a
no.
It is a.
That is a 6.
All right.
Hey, you got some experience.
I did
Take
get, I
experience.
did get experience. This was bad experience.
As both you and Meeks take 2 harm each from colliding with each other.
I did not expect
You
you
know
to
what?
do that.
That
I fell on
is-
some. I fell on a nice bag of trash. Isn't that lucky?
It's a very soft cardigan filled with chainmail and
Now,
insides.
so you have armor on, yes?
I do.
So
I
that
take
each of
1.
you take 1 harm.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I still don't want to become unstable, so no thanks. So I'm still gonna spend a luck.
okay.
All right.
I'm fine.
All right.
Oof.
Start
So,
making trash angel. Look, my brother, it is you, a trash angel. Sorry, that's not trash.
Wow.
all right, Tabitha, you're next.
I'm looking for my knife.
All right.
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
Fucking trash angels. I hate all of you and love you so much at the same time. Alrighty. Okay. Tell you what. I will say that, okay, you can see your knife. You can get it this turn, but it's gonna hurt. Do you need your knife to cast?
Don't know. So it's my gear says I get 2 normal weapons and then any magical items or amulets that you use to invoke your powers.
Okay.
So, I mean, I used the hunting knife just because it was kind of a cool effect.
Okay,
But-
so then you don't necessarily need the knife to cast your spells, so you can totally ignore the hunting knife for now and still cast if you want.
Okay. So, all right, let's do this. So she's going to grip her necklace, the pendant on her
Okay.
necklace, which maybe it has like a spike on it, so it digs in a little.
Mhm.
And she's going to try to. Well, is it still alive? Can I tell?
Yeah,
after
it
fell?
is still
All
alive.
right, so she's going to try to do the remove curse thing again.
Okay.
And hopefully roll better than a frickin' 4. Not by a lot. That's a 5. So that's going to be that's a 7 though, because I have a +2.
All right, so mixed success. All right. So, here's what's going to happen. You watch as the darkness leaves the eyes of this creature for a moment. And his body goes slightly more relaxed underneath Meeks for a moment. Meeks, you see the blue of his eyes kind of return from that muddy black as he exhales and begins to shiver underneath you. Ingrid, you are underneath both Meeks and Matiel at the moment. Tabitha, how close are you to them?
Well, they rushed in to fight up close, and I did not. So as far back as whatever our barrier enclosure looks like.
So he's gonna reach out to you, Tabitha, with those blue eyes and just help. And I'm gonna roll a die.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Tabitha. You become 3 years older.
Oh, well.
Oh God.
As he heals himself for 3 points.
Kismet!
Uh,
Did you seriously roll a 3?
I did roll a 3.
Fucking
I rolled a d6. I
That's
grabbed a
hilarious.
d6. I was like, well,
oh.
all right. So
mean, it
he's
was a
healed
50-50
himself for
chance.
3 points.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, that's potentially less than ideal if his eyes go black again.
Well, they haven't yet. Ingrid.
Ingrid would like to reach behind her and pull her magnum out from her back. It really hurts. Ow.
Okay.
I don't think I saw any of this. I just see being on the ground.
No, I think you are on the ground.
Yes.
You did hear him say help. And reach out to Tabitha.
And then age her.
Yeah.
She can't see Tabitha at the moment.
by both of you right
That's
now.
true.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, honestly, between 18
3 years is not that
between
long.
the years 18 and 21, she probably doesn't really look that different. She knows something happened, but she probably doesn't look that different. Also,
Weirdly,
it
when you
occurs to
look on
me,
your driver's license,
yeah,
it
that's
moves
gonna
back
suck
3
for her
years.
because she knows she's 21 physically, but her license still says
Mhm.
she's 18. How fucking irritating is that gonna be?
Oh, very irritating. I will not.
You
hear the
have
end of it.
contacts at an organization. I'm
Well, there
sure
is
it
that.
can be arranged.
I do not know what will happen, and I am going to do again what I did before, which was assist Meeks. He seems more equipped to make final decisions on this particular matter. So Ingrid
All right.
will figuring out aid is hard.
He's so much better if he pulled an angel though and just killed him right as he's coming back.
She'll sort of concentrate a little bit, and her hand glows, and she will basically, because I'm a fucking D&D nerd, it takes over my brain. She basically wants to like guide his hand to make a good decision, and I would like to help him with that.
Roll
I'm
help
sort
out.
of mixing it here.
If you've noticed, I'm mixing it a little bit as well because.
That is an 8.
Alrighty. So, let's see here. On a 7 to 9, you got this. All right, so Logan, you get a +1 to your next roll as a plus 2 though for your help out. +2, and I'm gonna say
I am reaching out near him, so
yeah.
I am also
He's
sort of within touch distance.
he's also laying on you, so he's going to, yeah, do his thing. And you are going to age 6 years.
Okay.
The black does not return to his eyes yet. All right.
Yes.
Logan, your turn.
Is it obvious what he's doing to me? That he's healing himself by stealing from them?
I would say that since he's not stealing. I mean, he's stealing their age, but he's not harming them in any way. So he's
You and I need to have a
Okay.
discussion about this. I understand they're not taking any damage.
Do you
they
understand
are
that
not taking
There
damage.
is in
we
the
are all
broader sense of the
slowly
word harm,
dying,
they're taking.
and it is closer
yeah.
to death. It is harm.
The point
This
is,
is true.
do I realize that he's doing that?
Roll.
All right, skip that. I'm going to, as the color, this blackness is drained from his eyes. I'm just going to study his face for a moment and look for any signs that he is better or possibly going to revert back.
Okay. So at this moment he seems weak. He seems
Okay.
unhappy, not like angry. There's his eyes are still that very clear blue. He's not struggling against you at all.
Then I'm just going to kind of hold him there for a moment.
Okay.
Just stay on top of him and just hold him down, hold my weapon ready, and just watch and wait.
Okay. He starts to shiver slightly, and he turns his head towards the wall of fire where his followers are. And he starts sweating a little bit. He looks at you. Please.
I give freely. Stop taking from those who won't. And I grab his hand. I just stare in his eyes.
You age 5 years. And he is healed. Fully. He still is shivering and sweating a little bit.
You need time to heal. Then you can repent.
How can you know this will happen? Ingrid has her magnum in one hand.
I'm not looking away from him. I have faith. And I will make sure of it.
Can I try to get out from under them?
You can get out from under them just fine. You don't need to roll for it. I'll just let it happen.
Your funeral, pal.
His eyes go to the boxes of paradise, and the shaking gets a little stronger underneath you.
I'll kind of like follow his gaze for a second, but kind of holding onto him still. So if he moves, I'll know. Destroy them. Destroy the boxes.
Very well. Tabitha, would you like to do the honors?
Happily. And she's going to reach out towards the boxes and basically flamethrower them.
Alrighty.
As long as I don't roll
Describe
crappy again.
how you flamethrower. I'm not going to make you roll for it.
How flammable is paradise?
Well, they're in cardboard boxes, so pretty flammable at the moment.
But like, is it napalm inside the box? Is it like
No.
booze inside the
No,
box?
So she takes her hand off her necklace. It's it's already bloody from her using the sharp edges. She does like a making a fireball sort of situation, and then fires it out towards the, like Super Saiyan, the Kamehameha
Alrighty.
thing, and shoots it out towards the boxes.
All right. So the boxes successfully light on fire as the warmth. And you didn't realize how cold it had gotten now that the sun had gotten down and the fog had gathered again in San Francisco. It just kind of seeps through everything you're wearing, and this chill kind of permeates over everything. As the boxes light, the warmth is comforting. I just remember what you said, Logan. Fuck you. Oh, God. And Hamatiel starts weeping at the sight. A helpless, racking sob just escapes him.
I would like to look at the followers. Is the wall still up?
I would say after this much time and the focus that Tabitha is having to do to cast other spells, I would say at this point it's probably fading.
How do they look? Do they still look enthralled or like being controlled, or do they seem like they could be spoken to or reasoned with?
Yeah, they don't seem to be being controlled at the moment. Several of them still do look like they are intoxicated, but not necessarily that they're not being controlled.
Okay. Ingrid will look into the crowd. David. She'll look through, like, say his name a bunch, look around to see if she can find him.
A 75-year-old man comes wandering up through the crowd. Did you call me? You were looking for David?
Yes, would Amy be looking for you?
Amy.
Ingrid puts her gun away and how well is he walking?
He's walking all right. His clothes are cut for the style of a much younger man. It looks a little outlandish on him.
Grandpa, why'd you shop at Forever 21?
Yeah, pretty much. He looks
she will does he seem
he doesn't look frail,
Okay.
he just looks old.
Does he look disoriented at all, or is he there from the looks of it?
He seems to be there.
Okay.
He doesn't look too disoriented. He looks scared. Mostly you get the idea that he probably was saying no, no, no just because he was terrified on the phone when Amy called more than anything.
Ingrid will go to his side and basically like put a hand on his back, like, oh, I will take you home safely.
Okay.
Is Sister Marlena's spirit still there?
Yes.
Okay, I want to go try to talk to it.
Okay.
To find out more, because clearly Hamatiel's not really with it at the moment. He's a little incapacitated. So she's gonna go over and try to ask her what happened.
All right.
Do I need to roll to investigate a mystery?
No, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
No, because I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap up the adventure here, and then we'll do XP because I have a feeling that we might bring these characters back for another adventure at some point. And we should take your XPs where you can get it. Yes.
Yes.
So, through talking with Marlena, you learn that she and Hamatiel had been working to help the homeless population for quite some time. She had dedicated her life to working with the homeless population, especially those who suffered from addiction, and working on getting them into sober housing and working with as limited funds as she could have, working on trying to help the homeless population. Hamatiel had been a huge help that and been a pillar of her faith. Working closely with the guardian angel had really changed her life. Things changed when Paradise hit the streets. Hamatiel would do what he could on a day-to-day basis, but usually could only take the most worst of the worst of the addicts to heal, and it would take time. When he took the first addict who had Paradise in his system to try and sober him up, it changed him. Something or someone, whoever's creating this particular drug, it changed his purpose into that of a healer to that of a devourer. And his goal was to purge all of the addicts of it through either blind devotion and followership or feeding on them. He himself is now hooked on it and will have to be separated until he can kick the habit himself, which will take time.
Yep.
But essentially removing the addiction from him by removing that curse or disease allowed him enough time of clarity for the three of you to get through to him. Since the first night that he tried to purge the first addict of the Paradise, he had not been able to be free of it at all. And unfortunately, to try and better understand what the draw was, Sister Marlena had tried it once to try and understand what the draw was, and Hamatiel turned on her and devoured her remaining years. She was trying to help and did it in the wrong way. Ingrid, you get David home safely. You check in with Amy, let her know as much as you can, or what you think is best. Tabitha, you feel different. Ingrid makes you all feel a little different. Tabitha's got a little less baby fat. Hair's a little longer. Ingrid's hair is a little longer as well. Ingrid, how old were you before you aged 5 years?
She was it was 6 years. She was
6 years, sorry.
she was probably 30.
Okay, so not a lot of changes. Maybe a few
More
gray hairs.
here and
Yeah. How old was Meeks?
Around 25, 26.
Okay, so Meeks is now around 30. So again, no huge noticeable changes for any of you. Just subtle
I have
ones.
this trick knee now. It's a pain.
Sit, roll over, speak. Yeah.
Yep. So let's talk about doing some end of session experience real
Woo.
quick.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up the entire session with some final thoughts. All right, let's see here. Ingrid, how many experience do you have currently?
I have one.
One experience. Let's see, did you guys conclude the current mystery? I would say yes.
Well, I don't know, because whoever's creating this
We
stuff.
solved the missing person.
You
That was
solved,
the
All right, so
you
that- yeah,
solved
yeah.
the Amy issue, which was the mission you
We
were given.
solved your Amy puzzle.
So let's see here. Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Mhm.
Multiple someones. Could we get
Mhm.
more than one?
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Yeah. Meeks can fucking teleport.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
We sat in traffic for 3 hours last week. Fuck
That
you.
is very true. He knew me. He could have just gone poof
Yeah,
and been on the
That's why it was
plane.
important to establish all of that. Yes.
All right, so each of you add 2 experience to your experience trackers.
That puts me at 5.
It puts me at 4 because I failed twice.
So,
Oh, I did fail. I have 4. You're right. I failed.
so what is that? What happens?
So, Logan, you level up.
So I can choose something off this. Okay, so I can do that away. I don't know what I
You
want to do
can-
because I have the opportunity to choose something from somebody else's playbook. So I got to look through
You
all of
do,
them.
yeah. Yes. So you will erase all 5 marks and choose an improvement from your
You cut off.
When you've leveled up 5 times, you can then choose from the advanced leveling list.
Well, hopefully I fail a lot more in the future.
That is one of the reasons why I like Powered by the Apocalypse system. It rewards you for failure, even if it's
For what
not
now?
fun.
Failure.
It rewards you for failure,
Oh, okay.
even if it's not fun.
All right.
Alrighty. So, the 3 of you have gathered back at the Sir Francis Drake. Ingrid will be flying home tomorrow. You've all showered, for those who care to.
I was going to say, I do not know if Mix is the showering type.
Meeks, Hamatiel has left for home for a while.
How
Okay.
is there any way for me to assure that he's getting there? That he's not just going to go back to the street or try to find?
I'm
more of
gonna
this drug?
say yes, that you've managed to. I'm not sure how yet. I will figure that out.
That's fine.
When it's not
somehow, because
10:30.
otherwise we're going to be roommates for a while. That's the only
Yeah.
other option I had, was that I was going to be taking care of him.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say him to hand wave for right now. You found a way to get him to where he needs to be for recovery.
With somebody to help him.
Yes, absolutely. For the sake of wrapping up, Meeks, I'm going to say that you are at least in the room with them for final conversations, even if you would prefer probably to stay out in the hallway and sit.
It's fine. I don't mind going inside sometimes.
Okay.
They said they were going to change last time.
Oh, that's true.
What'd you think I was going to do?
We
Oh,
just
there
thought
was
you didn't
3
like
bedrooms. You had
indoors.
your own bedroom.
You like hallways.
No, you said you were going to change. Why would I go
And
in?
he didn't go into the room, so he didn't know there were
True.
3
He didn't.
bedrooms.
Okay.
Nobody told me shit about the place.
All right, so
I live in a studio apartment. I think there's one room. There's no door to the bathroom. I put a curtain up. That's my life. Go ahead.
I live in a hotel.
All right, so Meeks, you walk into this 3-bedroom hotel suite that has a private balcony with
There's
a
piano
full,
over there.
like 360 view of the city, and open windows, and a little kitchenette and a living area space. And are shown a room for you to sleep in tonight if you like. Of the 3 that all have
Thank you.
closing bedrooms and all have their own bathrooms attached and everything.
Is there in fact a piano?
The piano is not in the room. The piano is downstairs. But there is a very nice entertainment center where you can play all the music you'd like, as well as
That is not this.
food that has been laid out for you guys, and sparkling water, and an assortment of other beverages,
Okay.
and some crackers.
Tabitha, I have taken inventory of the bar. So
Well, I mean, I kind of like aged a few years, I think, from Hamatiel. I don't know how many. I'm not sure how we tell that, but I did age a few. How strict is this
Really?
21 rule?
well, you would have to ask the U.S. government.
No, I don't care about that. If I wanted alcohol, all I have to do is ask someone from school. No, I mean,
I will say this: it is more about life experience than calendar years.
well, I just
But perhaps we can.
decursed an
Perhaps.
angel, so that counts, right?
It warrants consideration. We will have discussions.
Okay.
I will speak to my Modir. We will talk.
She looks over at Meeks. Was that the prophecy? Are you leaving now, or are you? Is I don't know what you never told me what it was.
Detox an angel. That's the prophecy.
That was not the prophecy.
Are you
I
ever
guess
going to
these
tell me?
delays. Yes, the day it happens.
Ugh.
Ingrid smirks at Meeks because she has heard that speech a lot in her life.
And I think that is a good place to end it. Yes, Liv.
Once we're done talking about sensitive information, Meeks goes down and pulls probably 2 or 3 dozen vagrants up to eat the food and sleep there and get showers for the night. Because there is
I'll
way too
allow
much
it.
space not to do that.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, as long as they weren't in her room, because that would be
Well, I'm sure there's locks on
not
your guys'
safe.
doors.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
long
there
as they
are
weren't in her room,
absolutely
she wouldn't
locks
care.
on the individuals.
And if anyone causes any problems with complaining about strangers coming up into this area of the hotel, Ingrid will push her her connections with the hotel to try to
Or
quiet
I'll just
that
talk
down.
with them for a couple of minutes. And definitely each one is getting a shave, haircut, whatever they need, and all being billed to the room.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
she said they've got
hide-
money, so
Yes, it is true. I would not begrudge.
I mean, technically, one of them gave us information, so they like helped and deserve a little bit of a reward, right?
They are people; they deserve consideration.
I know, but I meant if you had to like justify it to whoever's back there counting the pennies.
Euros.
Whatever.
Meeks. I lied. We're gonna wrap with one last thing, and then we're gonna go ahead and take out. But
we just
Thank
got
you for
raided
the
by
raid.
Scraticus.
Hi,
Got
Scrat!
raided. Hi, guys.
Hey, you just missed an amazing episode. You can't stop this rock from rolling.
You can't stop this rock from rolling.
That's right. You can't stop it, and that's okay
So-
because we'll take you guys with us over to a very new friend of ours, Ukador, who's going.
Yes.
Should we say that? We can say it now, right?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ukador is joining the Nerdsmith Network officially as of tomorrow. So we're gonna go raid Ukador. Thank you guys for being here. Please come along with us when we do that. But we're gonna wrap up here. Go ahead, Tessa. Take
We're
it.
in the epilogue
Okay.
of our Monster of the Week game.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Meeks, you have done your good deed. You have gotten these people fed. They have gotten shaves, haircuts, everything. You are just kind of making your rounds, and you head out to the elevator to go get something else. And you notice sitting in the chair in front of the big plate glass windows is a small 15-year-old girl staring out at the city lights. Hasn't moved since you left earlier today.
still there.
Where else would I be?
You don't need to be anywhere else.
I can't go anywhere else. And that's where we're going to end.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Booby!
Too spoopy.
Just Booby! Thank you, everybody, for coming along. I know that this is a very, very different mood. Hey, Potato Hollow. This is a very different mood than we normally have on
Potato
Shenanigans. But thank you guys for coming along as we did this one shot. This was very fun. Thank you to my players for being willing to do this last minute and jump in and be a
lot of
little
fun.
different.
Thank you to Rev for converting me to the Gospel of Monster of the Week. I am a real big
So
fan of
good.
this
Yes, Monster of the Week
episode.
is
So good.
This was fun.
My first time playing Monster Week was on Scraticus,
Yes.
which was absolutely one of my favorite characters ever, and
I'm
I've
poison
just fallen
ivy,
more and more with the
bitch.
system and the loves.
I'm Poison Ivy,
Poison
bitch!
Ivy, It's amazing. All right, guys, thank you. We're gonna go over and raid Ukador now. We only got a few
Yes.
seconds before it's gonna automatically
Should
take
we
us over
just
there.
yell
Does you have anything last you
welcome?
wanna say?
Should we
That
yell
stream
welcome
was-
to Nerdsmith?
Welcome
Welcome to
Nerdsmith.
Nerdsmith.
Yeah, welcome to
Yes.
Nerdsmith.
Yeah.
Welcome to
That's good.
Nerdsmith. Perfect. Thank you guys
Thank
very
you.
much. Please come along with us. Tess, you have anything else to say? You're the one running the stream. I'm sorry.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and watching and commenting. We really appreciate it. If this is something you want to see more of, please let us know. I have some ideas for these characters, so if this is something you would like to know more and see more of, let me know over in our Nerdsmith Discord, and I'll see what we can cook up.
Check us
Thank
out
you,
on
everybody.
VOD to watch the whole episode.
Yes, please
Bye.
be
Check out
sure
the
to give a
clips.
big
They're funny
Nerdsmith
fucking
welcome
clips.
to Urkado.
Bye.
Bye, everybody!